Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Did I start the call? Or did you already have it going?
I think the Bundy started it.
Okay.
I didn't start it.
I thought I started it. I just thought it was odd that I didn't join it.
Hey.
Hey. How was your weekend?
Not bad.
Mine was super relaxing. Long weekend.
Yeah. I had Friday off. But, it's pretty good. You see my casualty? My chimney fell over.
Your what?
Much drinking.
My chimney. What I used to have all the fires and such out in the backyard.
Oh, no? When did you post
that? Friday. So it was Cal and my 10-year anniversary on Friday. So we can't go out or go anywhere. So we decided to order a heap of food into home, and we lit the fire and just sat outside. And it was actually a really nice night. But I went to stoke the fire. It was only been going for an hour or so. I just wanted to push a bit of wood further into it. I gave it a push, and one of the legs fell off, and the whole thing tipped over.
It's no good. Did it fall over while it had a fire burning in it?
Yep.
Ooh.
So luckily, the hole to the chimney that I used to feed all the wood and such, it landed on the top. So all I did was just leave it on the ground and continue feeding wood into it.
Okay. Well, still worked.
Yep.
Maybe you now turn that into the fire pit. You just put some stones around it and away you go.
Do it properly. Dig it down, concrete it, then a nice Vader fire in the middle.
Yeah, so now I have a massive hole in the middle of my AstroTurf.
Imagine you might have been in a little bit of trouble if you'd gotten rid of it.
Gotten of the turf.
Yeah.
Well, we're both trying to get rid of it slowly. Kel wants me to just pull it up, but I've been just sort of cutting it back and letting the grass grow in.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if it'd fallen over and it was just grass, not AstroTurf.
Yeah, it could have been weird.
It happens.
What's happening?
Hey, not much.
Nothing new on my end.
Was just watching the most amazing show I found out about the other day.
What was that?
Nailed it. It's on Netflix. It's MasterChef, but with really shit people, and they given impossible things to bake. It is fucking amazing.
I love it when they do shit like that.
Before we get
The
started, sorry.
best thing,
I'm
I'm
just
like
gonna.
5 episodes in, and holy shit, it gets better every time. They're just so fucking terrible.
Sorry, just need to take 5 minutes. I'll be back in a sec.
Quick, kill Vanesh and we'll loot his corpse.
So how's lockdown treating you guys?
Yeah, it hasn't really stopped me from doing whatever I want to do.
You fucking rebel fuzzy.
To be fair, I can't go out for tea at restaurants and can't go to the movies, but most restaurants are now doing takeaway anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, pub across the roads come up with a whole takeaway menu, and they've got these little uh, steak wagyu thingies in subs. Fucking amazing. So had them a few times.
I've been to Bunnings a few times, and surprising how busy they still are.
Yeah, Tish went to IKEA to pick something up, and there were lines out the door. Like she had to wait in line to get in.
How'd Tish deal with coming back from New Zealand? She didn't get sick or anything.
Nah, it's safer there than it is here.
Yeah, but didn't she have?
Yeah, she had to do 2 weeks of no go anywhere lockdown.
Clearly, she survived.
Yeah.
You know what Darty should have done instead of running out and checking if that chick was okay? Is he should have moved himself so that he was 30 feet away from one of those things and then dropped a, what's it, 500 tons of gold on there?
It's set on its on how it follows him and its height as well. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been able to get it high enough to do it. But it is a cool thing.
Rock could have thrown him up into the air and he could have uncasted it while in the air.
Ah, I was confused for a sec. When you were saying that, I thought you meant Darty nicked off because someone was injured out the front again, and I thought, shit, did that count run another person down?
Well, he ran out to check on Vendetta and then verify that she was dead, which would cost him a whole turn or two.
Yeah, 1 turn would have been.
Oh yeah, we won. We won the game.
If we get a team name, it won't be the Rescuers.
Been the opposite.
Everyone we save ends up dead anyway.
I think from now on, any people we help, if they don't accept our help, we beat them into submission.
Yep.
Like Rock's gonna get some PTSD out of this. And Rock didn't get to do anything last round.
We just
Knocking
pushed
down
the
things
statues.
because no one helped.
We were busy fighting shit. You just pushed over statues.
I could have remember the fact that I can kill faster than all 3 of you combined.
Yeah, so why didn't you do that? Instead, you were like, I'm going to push some statues over because I'm a smart druid.
Because, God, fuck it. I'm just gonna murder next time.
Good.
Actually, I think.
Do
Oh,
your
actually, I've
best.
only got like this level that I'm still OP. Level 4, I think we all come into equalness.
Possibly.
Perhaps one of us should have spent time investigating them instead of just assuming they're evil and possibly going to come to life like everything else in the dungeon.
Nah, fuck that. Oh, Jonah. Well, while they're doing that, I want to investigate the rubble of the statues for loot.
That was actually already done in the last session, and the only thing that was found of value was a spear that Thanish picked up.
Hey, I'm back.
I mean, you can look again, but right now you're gonna get nothing. Welcome back. How are we feeling? We're good to go?
I think so. Yeah,
I think
so whenever you're
I'm.
ready.
I think I'm missing some dice. Hang on. Oh no, I'm just blind. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So last time on Descent to Avernus, you guys pushed on after taking. I think you took a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pushed on through, and you found. Oh no, sorry. Apologies. That was the session before. Yeah, this session we started in a fight.
We did too.
Rock tripped the trap of in one of the rooms, which raised 4 skeletons. A very quick battle ensued, which left Thanesh dropping down and almost suffocating underwater. However, some quick thinking from his friends, notably Izzy, managed to save, and some excellent work from the skeletons of Hevel and Rock himself managed to knock him out. As you progress forward, you saw a battle taking place between Mortlock Venthampa and a cultist named Vaz. Upon seeing you, Vaz took you for being friends of Mortlock to rescue him and took off to another location. After an interrogation session between yourselves and Mortlock, you come to discover that the cult were trying to kill him as being set up by his brothers. He asked for some help, pointed out the location of loot, and promised to help if you managed to heal him, which Hevel did. From that, you investigated the loot, saw 4 chests filled to the brim with a mix of coins and other random assortment items, and pursued on to confront Vaz with the assistance of Mortlock. Little did you know that as you engaged Vaz, you were betrayed by Nebra, who dropped her disguise and appeared to be a cultist of her own, quickly killing your other follower, Vendetta. And after some lengthy fighting with Rock knocking over some statues and your skeletons now being MVP for the rest of the fight, you decisively took care of Vaz and Nebra. You did a bit more investigating around the room, found some more bits of loot, and that's where we ended last session. So let's begin. What would you like to do now?
Leave.
Yeah.
Take this, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Hate's a big word.
So a quick bit of stock take. Thanesh does have his disc following him with 3 of the chests, with the 4th chest being empty still in the original location. You've investigated the 9 boxes that were in the storage room, and there is littered with dead bodies everywhere around here. And I think that's about it that I need to remind you guys of.
How long have we been since Skeleton Room?
Since the skeleton room,
I think our long
Yeah.
buffs have worn off.
yes, would say after that fight and with the looting that you've done, your hour-long buffs will have worn off.
Yeah, nerds.
So you
Makes
are
sense.
back to being. Yep.
Rock doesn't enjoy the fact that everyone died, so he just, looks around and goes, "Alright, guys, are we done? Let's go back to Captain Jigglepants." And yeah, he starts. It's not like we've got anyone to follow us.
Yeah. Sure. You can
There's
swim.
nothing left here.
And
Okay.
yeah, with his pockets full of gold that he didn't pick up, he starts walking.
No worries. We walk through the rooms. Nothing's currently changed. There's been nothing stirring through. In fact, with the advice from Mortlock that the Dead 3 will be possibly avoiding this place, you feel relatively safe on the way out.
All right.
Cool.
What should I do
Oh,
with
way
this?
out.
So what'd you say?
I said.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Sorry, Hevel.
I said, what should I do with my skeletons? I should dismiss them. When we get to the exit, we'll see what happens.
No, see if you can get them to start like investigating occult thing, so they can raise more skeletons for you while you're away. Then you'll have an army.
All right, I'll give them one instruction: raise a skeleton army to serve me.
So how far out can we get safely?
Okay, so you'll be able to get to the secret entrance that you took into with relative safety.
Let's try and put the plate mail on the disc.
All right.
Do you get how I tricked him there, guys? He said we'll get to the entrance with safety. After that,
So you want to do something with the plate mail? Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I want to heave it off the wall.
Okay. Well, if you guys go to the area,
It was there.
Yeah, right where I am.
your little skeletons come along as well. Okay. First of all, make a perception check.
Both of us or just Hevel?
If you're both there, do it with advantage, Hevel. But it looks like you've already probably got the best one you can.
Yeah, definitely. 24.
Okay. So as you inspect around it, now just to step back, did you pick up the already damaged gauntlets? I think you did at the end of that fight. Okay, so you still have those in your inventory. So yeah, looking around a bit more closer at the back of it, you can see that there is 4 connecting joints that have been nailed into the wall. And it looks to be these connecting joints are also welded to the back of the statue.
is the wall rock?
The wall is limestone like everywhere else around here.
Damn it.
I say, skeletons, you know anything about this? Take it off the wall.
Okay.
Can I cast frostbite on the joints to freeze them?
You could, but we'll do the skeletons first. So the skeletons grab onto an either side of the of the breastplate, and as they pull, it's not pulling out entirely. However, you do see a bunch of the rock crumbling around the top 2, or a bunch of the limestone crumbling around the top 2 connector points at the back. So this pull was not strong enough to pull it off the wall, but you could see some slight movement come from the top part.
Progress. All right. I'll help. Who's tough around here? I've got a +2 to strength.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand.
All right. The spellcaster name. All right, finish.
Okay.
And
What would happen if I like wedged myself behind it and transformed into a bear?
Yeah, do that.
Would I pancake myself back?
You could tell that there is not enough space for you to get behind there. There's enough space for someone to crane their head around and look, but there is not enough space for someone to get in behind it.
All right.
But Hevel and Finesh, I'll get you to both roll a strength check for me, please.
19.
Cool. Sorry, were you getting me to roll?
Just a strength check for me, please. An athletics check, sorry.
Athletics. I only got an 8.
Okay. You both yank and shake, putting a lot of force in around the top 2 spikes. And Hevel, on the one on your side, has dislodged itself. It is now no longer connected at that sort of top left point of the breastplate. However, Finesh, your one is still quite stuck in there.
Damn it, Finesh.
Can I have another pull?
Sure. Yeah. Roll another athletics check for me, please.
This time 22.
So you put a bit more force into it. You yank as hard as you can away from the rock. Your top connector point has pulled free. There is still 2 more points that are towards the lower part, one on each of the legs that are welded to it that you can see, but they are still connected at this point in time.
Alright, well I'm buggered, so. Druid, sorcerer, can you help please?
I cast Thermatology with Hera. So I use it to cause a harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute.
Harmless. That's good.
I try and analyze the limestone and see if there's anything I can do to break it.
Wait, you're analyzing?
Yeah, while I'm speaking, I analyze it closely.
I've never seen Thermatology. Okay, well, I'll get you to make a perception check for me, please, Rock.
21.
Okay, and as for the Thermatology, I just want to see...
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
my
not
It's
going to
just
say
it's very
it's-
effect based.
yeah,
It's like
okay.
prestidigitation.
it's pronounced thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty sure.
thank you. So Thaumaturgy, as you're casting Thaumaturgy, the ground just beneath it just tremors slightly. However, it has no effect on the wall behind the piece. Rock, what you see is that it looks like these connector points has really just crudely been hammered in by sheer force with the people just pushing it into the wall. So the limestone cracks over time haven't really changed, but you could determine that with some additional force you might be able to pull it off, much like with the top part.
I direct all 3 of them that that's what's required, and give them good encouragement.
Okay.
If I must,
He's playing his bard
Alright.
again.
I'll assist.
All right, so all 3 of you roll a athletics check for me, please.
16.
9.
12.
Okay. All right, all 3 of you, one on each leg and another one wrapping around the middle of the plate armor, reach and heave. There's been some slight movement from the leftmost one where Thanesh is grabbing on. The other one, there's no visible cracking happening around the rock just yet.
I look at the rock and go, "No, you're gonna have to go harder."
Where's
This
an
time,
Eldritch Blast when you need it?
I tie my rope around the armor and then pull on it at one, and then suggest perhaps we should all pull instead of balancing on each other's heads.
I give him some words of encouragement. Say, you're doing a good job. Pull harder.
Is there any other spots to sort of almost look like a pulley or to wedge a rope around in the room?
yeah, make a perception check for me.
I tie the rope around Thanesh.
Never mind. Natural one.
You look around and you think, no, there's no intricate things that you can see. But then you see to your right the 4 big pillars that are in the water.
Or there's 6 of us that we can all pull on the rope.
Does this suit of armor have a headpiece on it?
It does not.
I'd like to analyze the nails. So obviously they go through the armor. Are they just detachable from inside? Like, obviously armor falls apart to allow a person. I'd like to open up the chest piece to have a look at how the nails connect to the armor.
So based on your perception check you had before, the plate armor is still very much welded into one solid piece. So the pants are welded to the chest piece. So you won't be able to open up the top bit. And the nails at the back are welded to the back of the chest piece. So think of it like there's spikes that have been welded to the back and they've just been shoved into the wall to try and hold it upright.
I, realize my mistake in questioning this and just look at Hebel and go, this is going to cost more than a suit of armor to get fixed up. You can't physically get into this. It's just a chunk of metal that's pointless.
Well, the blacksmith might offer something in exchange for it if it costs too much to repair. I want this plate mail, alright?
Alright, I'll give it another pull with everyone else.
All right. So Izzy has tied a rope around this, and there is a rope with enough length that a number of you could jump on and try and tug.
I help. I do
Yep.
that.
I'll do that. And I'll signal to the
I
druid
assist.
and say, get over here.
All right. Each of you roll a strength check for me, please. Athletics check.
17.
5.
5.
5.
You guys are
Clearly, I'm the
fucking
only one grabbing the rope.
Surprisingly, while you guys, the three of you are slipping, as you're pulling your feet and just dragging underneath you and you're falling on the ground, but the only one sure-footed enough is the Dragonborn Dinesh. With one mighty heave, manages to release the suit of armor from the wall.
Is the wizard, mind you.
What I'm seeing here is the DM giving up.
No, you made the DC checks. Like I just put some strength checks on each one, and you guys made them eventually. I will say you haven't got a point of exhaustion, but that has taken a bit of effort out of you to do.
Wait, that's Rock's first try. Rock has done
He was thinking before. That hurt.
To be fair, that is correct for yourself and Izzy. However, Hevel and Vinesh have tried quite a lot. It is now free, and as you've pulled it, it's fallen forward towards you. So you've got a suit of armor, the legs and the pants welded together. It's now face down, and you see 4 protruding spikes that still have some chunks of limestone that are attached to it.
Okay, so we just put it on the disc.
Yeah, but we probably need to take the chests off to make room. Given that there's no threats, it's probably a good time to count out the coins and empty the contents of the chests into our pockets.
And then we can do like a short rest while we're at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of a thematical effect, we have 3 chests full of coins. If we divvy them out, are we actually going to be able to carry them between the 3 of us?
I think
Or do our pockets just become infinitely big?
You think about it too much. This is a game. We've got backpacks and pouches enough to carry a bucket load of coin.
There is a shit ton of coins. What's the weight limit of your disc again? 500 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the consensus sounds like you want to do a short rest here while counting.
Yeah, just having a good look over the loot,
Sure.
etc.
Can I be transformed while the short rest happens?
Sure.
Or is that too exhausting?
Well, no, you could do that. I'll say you can do that. Do you get all of your transforms back on a short rest?
Yep.
Okay.
I transform into a bat and hang from the roof while, yeah.
He
I
just
haven't
doesn't
looked up
want
the
loot.
bat, but I know I can. So give me a second.
Wait, what was that? Sorry, you at the bat?
I'm gonna transform into a. Oh, I can't fly. I can't. I'm sorry.
You picked it up too quick.
I just pick up the bat and just fling it at the roof.
When I do a long rest, I get 1 hit die back.
You get half of your level's hit dies back, which, at level 3 is 1, because it's rounded down.
Right. So, okay.
So it can take a little while to get them back if you spend them all.
And that just automatically happens, I guess. Wow, okay. Well, I don't even have any hit die to cover it during a short rest.
Okay. So are each of you going to be counting out of the chests?
Yes.
Yeah.
Double checking those criminals over there, make sure I'm not trying to rip everyone off.
And the skeletons?
Stand guard.
All right. As you're each checking, I'll get you to each roll a perception check for me, please.
7. No, 8.
That's
2.
12.
3.
You guys are great today. I love this.
It's going to take us like 4 short rests to count this out. That's right.
Just got to find my point here. Okay. All right. You unload the chests off the disc. you open up the first chest that was there that you could see, and this one is littered with a large amount of copper coins that you can see. And just to recall, you pocketed Hevel the 2 vials that were in there that you tasted.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So you go through, you do some counting. However, a lot of you fumble around. You lose count at about 50, 60, 70 in a few times, and you get frustrated and you have to start again. Maybe it's because you're a bit on edge. You're constantly checking the doors just to see if there's anything else coming in through. However, at the end of this short rest, you manage to get through just this one chest, and you work out that there is around about 4,500 copper pieces in this chest.
Can you use prestidigitation and make them gold instead of copper? Or they just look gold?
Yeah, you can.
You can.
What did I think of that?
So 1 copper coin is now gold. You can do that 2 more times if you wish.
Probably fool like a tavern person or something with that.
Save that for later.
So we get 1,125 copper each.
How do you want to do it? Do you want to each put that much in each of your pockets, or do you want to leave it in the chest?
Divvy it. And then we can get rid of the chests.
Sounds ominous now.
Yeah, sure.
But
Can we put that much in our pockets?
Sure.
I will say yes.
We have
I'm
a
not going to
backpack.
go that. I'm not going to be that hard ass to say that you can't do it. But
There's an option to say that coins have weight, which I think is in your character sheet back on like page 1.
No, they don't. They don't. No.
Oh, if you go,
It's only 18 gold.
references.
Doesn't matter.
Fill up your socks. It just means we'll all have disadvantage on stealth checks.
So to put this in context, this will, from what the book tells me, this will add around about 12 pounds of weight into your backpack. So if any of you are super close to your encumbrance, then I would say that this would put you over your encumbrance. But
So if you
really,
want
I'm not
to
going
have
to matter
this-
too much.
If you want to have this automatically done, if you click the little down arrow next to your character name and go preferences, scroll down, there's an ignore coin weight. And that's currently, by default, it'll be checked to yes. So if you turn that off, then theoretically we can carry a bucket load of coins, and then we have to decide otherwise later on. So I'll turn that off for now, because that seems like a sensible thing, considering what we're doing.
More coin.
It puts me to 5 pounds, whatever that is in real things, away from.
How much were we adding?
So it'll be around about 12 pounds of weight.
In terms of coins, it was 1,150?
25.
1125.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. So there's still 2 more chests that are on there. Your short rest is complete, so please heal up if you haven't already. And if you want to spend the hit die to during your rest, and complete the rest of the short rest. And once you're ready, what would you like to do next?
So there's the other chest, so let's spend some time to count that out.
I look at you and say, dude, we can go back to the captain and wait till we're in our room. We don't need to count money now. I
But
want to get out of these sewers.
it's more about trying to not balance the chest, and also if we can leave the chest behind when we carry the suit of armor through the town, it doesn't stick out and attract attention.
Also, carrying 2 chests through the town is also a little bit sus.
Yeah, we get mugged.
I might have an alternate. I think I can turn into a horse.
I have no spell slots to defend us.
You're gonna have your pack mule.
I can turn into a draft horse. Should I just do that and you can load me up?
Nah.
No, let's count it out. I'm curious now. I want to see.
Count it out.
Alright.
And I just grab the chest and start opening it.
All right. Okay. Well, each of you make a perception check again for me, please.
12.
24.
10.
Okay. Hevel, you notice looking at the contents of the other two chests combined, it appears that looks to be a very similar amount of coins to the total of the first one. So if you are going ahead with counting, it's going to take you around about an hour to do so.
Sweet.
Sure.
It's gonna
What
take
is the
us a while,
time, by the way?
guys.
Well, you've been down here for quite some time and you've taken a long rest under here as well. If you recall, you ended up entering at around about 1 a.m. As you are not outside and you cannot see the sun, you have no idea what the time currently is. But
My stomach says it's lunchtime.
Okay. Yep. Let's count it.
okay. As the hour goes past, you count. Izzy, unfortunately, you keep miscounting after about 6 or 7. You keep messing it up and you keep trying to change the colors.
Saving all my good rolls for later.
But eventually the hour passes without any incident. And you find an additional 2,400 copper pieces and 1,750 silver pieces.
So 437.5 silver each.
I'll give up.
And how much copper was it?
2,400.
24.
So 600 each.
And also, Hevel, you do find 10 gems. They are greenish. Hang on, give me a sec. No, sorry. Apologies. Wrong color. They are orange.
10 orange gems.
Correct.
So
They-
you're funneling some shiny gems. Say, oh, any diamond?
Well, how about I hold on to them and we'll try and sell these later. And when I sell them, we'll split the money we get.
These orange gems also appear to have some faint white rings in them as well.
Oh, sounds conspicuous. Sorcerers, magic users, you know anything about this?
I don't
Do I
know.
anything about
Can
this?
I try?
Yeah. Make a perception check for me, please.
A mighty 6.
They've been good so far. Hopefully, it's better.
You want me to roll one too?
Just you, Izzy, because you're the one seeing if you.
Oh, okay.
Cool. We'll ignore Darty's 6.
Oh, Daddy got a 6. Okay, I thought you were saying. Hopefully, he gets a 6.
We're better off with Darty's roll. I got a 4.
Looking at them briefly, you can't quite distinguish what type of gem it is. Thanish, you do know that this is not a diamond.
Okay.
All right, good.
Tries to cut himself with it. Can't. Not a diamond.
So-
I'm gonna praise it later.
Yeah. So with all of the coins now divvied up, if you haven't already added, please add it. You have 3 empty chests around you. Your disc is still floating. That's like an 8-hour thing on the disc, isn't it?
I think it is. If not, I can just take 10 minutes to recast it. If it has disappeared, let me just.
It is a 1 hour, so yes, it has disappeared during a short rest.
Alright, so I will recast it.
Well, good
10
thing it
minutes to do that
did
again.
disappear while we were transversing the sewer and it fall and drop all the coins into the ground, and we have to count it into what?
Poo coins. Alright, so I'll begin ritual casting again.
3 chests, and I end up with a total in my inventory of 67 gold.
Yeah, copper isn't worth much
What's
when,
that?
when bringing it to gold.
Did you convert it all to gold?
Nah, in your
It summarizes it
equipment,
for you.
yeah, it says at the top, total currency in gold pieces.
Ah, yeah.
So cool. Alright, so I assume I complete that without issue.
Yes. Yep, you
Okay.
do.
Cool. And alright, I'll motion to Hevel to give me a hand to lift up the plate mail and place it onto the disc. and then I'll tie it down with my rope, and then begin to walk out of here.
Okay.
I do.
As you both lift it up, you actually find that it weighs about as much as you would expect a plate mail to weigh. It is obviously a bit bulky and awkward with how the welds are joining it together, so it almost looks like a person. You now have what looks to be a headless person strapped to your disc.
Sweet. Now, since it's floating disc, it doesn't work off ground height; it works off surface height. So as we trudge through the sewers, it just happily floats above the water, following us.
Yep. Okay, and I'm guessing you're making your way towards the exit entrance?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I just had a thought. Should we have checked Vendetta's body?
Rock
You-
ignores you and keeps moving on.
You checked that her head was almost falling off.
She was being tortured. She's gonna have nothing on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
Skeletons, fetch the body, bring it back.
We
On
sort
the
of.
double.
Rock ignores them and starts walking up on his own.
Do I look like I'm kidding? Skeletons, get running.
Are you going to wait for the skeletons to return?
Meet us at
I'm
the
not.
entrance.
I'm moving on.
Yeah, meet at the entrance is a good,
Okay.
good one.
So Rock gets up to the final flight of stairs and he wants to poke his head around and have a look through the door to see what's happening and check if it's day or night.
Okay. So you guys are going to, well, you're at the area, the last flooded area before the stairway up, as you hear trudging behind you with post haste the skeletons. Sorry, I'll just move them into position. As they take a step forward, they collapse.
Oh no. Did they bring the body?
They had nothing on them. They'd searched the body as you asked, and they had found nothing.
And they collapsed.
You didn't
They
tell them
like-
what to search for. They were probably looking for like life.
I told them to get the
As a
body.
party, there was no life.
Right? They were supposed to bring the whole body back here. They didn't.
Where are they gone now? Can't even
Yeah.
berate them anymore.
It's alright, it's fine. So
Yeah,
when
so-
they collapsed, did they like go into a pile of bones or they just kind
Yes.
of fall over tight? Oh,
Yep, they've just fallen down into a pile of bones as if the magic that was holding them together has dissipated.
I slow clap, warlock, I mean cleric, and then go back to looking at,
You mean necromancer?
yeah, necromancer.
I just say you did good. And I turn around. Don't leave.
They were the MVPs.
Yeah.
They were.
Okay. All right, Rock, make a perception check for me, please.
7.
As you push open the secret door ever so slightly to peer in, and you look around the massage room, you see that the door is currently shut. However, you do hear whispers and talking. Well, not really whispers; they're people talking, but you can't make it out what they're saying because it is faint to you through the door. It's muffled.
Is it light in the room?
Yes.
Alright, I stop and tell the guys, I close the door so I can't be heard, and then go, hey guys, we're gonna have to pretend to be the fist. Say we've cleared out the rat cave, because
We are
I
the
think
fist.
business is booming in there. We should have a wash on the way through. We've just been swimming in shit.
I use prestidigitation and clean off the shit.
Oh, that's good use.
We are the Flaming Fist. Show
could,
them your bad.
I could send Fip in as a distraction to fly around the room and then try and bolt
Yes.
out of the room towards the entrance and see if they chase it.
No, we
Oh,
just
I could turn into a fucking horse and come charging out, right? And a fucking horse in there. And you guys just come running out chasing me. and they'll just be like, guys, you will not fucking believe what happened today. A fucking horse. And we just, full shrug off the entire incident.
Could
That's
you
a good
turn in?
idea. You should do that.
Alright. Do I want to be a horse?
Yeah, you do. You said horse.
I can be
Do
a
it.
mule.
No.
Alright. I turn into, what was it, a draft horse I can turn into?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
draft. Yeah, and as I come out of the door, because I assume the door is not quite big enough for a draft horse.
Let me look. Sorry, this is hilarious. What is the size of a draft horse? Oh, you're a large beast. Oh my god. Okay.
Imagine a horse in real life. A draft horse is just bigger than that motherfucker. They're the big fuckers. You know the one on the carton draft?
Yeah. Okay. So which doorway are you exiting as you cast this?
So the room that I looked into didn't have anyone in it, right?
Correct. The massage room
Correct.
had.
My assumption is the next room. So
Okay.
I kind of start opening the door and transform as I do that to try and make sure that by the time I'm out and horse on the other side, not on this side, because I don't think I'll get out if I'm on this side.
Okay. Yes. Yep. All
I
right.
do that. Now I'm a fucking horse.
This is the best. Give me a second.
Because it's got good double doors at the front and then at the gate. And you guys have to come chasing after me, trying to capture your horse from the massage room.
All right. Should we attach the plate mail floating disc to it?
Okay. Well, your horse has done it already. He's
gone.
on the. He's gone. He's bolted. The horse is bolted. All right. As you enter the room and transform, you're immediately struck by the sight of 6 guards donning the Flaming Fist uniform, and you see Captain Zodge in the middle of the room talking to the 2 workers that you met the day before.
Oh, this was not what we were supposed to do.
This is not what I wanted to happen, guys. So upon noticing this, I intentionally rear up and block the way so the other guys do not see this happen in hope that, well, they don't know this has happened and our plan has to go to the thing. So they're going to chase after me like I'm a crazy horse out of the sewers. And I kind of intentionally don't hurt anyone. I kind of make it look like I'm making a ruckus, but intentionally avoid people as I make room for the others to come.
Well, I have the disc, so I'm going to be volunteering going last here.
Okay. Where are you other guys?
Second last.
Fine. But I don't want to be running.
So are you running into the room? Because at the moment your characters are still on the stairwell.
I'm walking briskly. I'm not running.
Okay.
Oh, the pussies, we had a plan.
As you're starting to bolt into the room, you've caught the attention of everyone, and you hear Captain Zodge simply yell out, "What the fuck is that? What is going on here?"
Language.
Captain Zodge, darling. That is a horse, or it's a druid, or it's whatever it wants to be whenever it wants to be.
Why is it here? What is it doing? I thought I saw the door opened by a person.
We believe it's celebrating our conquerors in the sewers below.
This was below. So what's happened? These 2 gentlemen have found 3 bodies littered in one of their massage rooms, and they've called us right here. What is going on? What do you know?
We found below there was a secret passage into the sewers where there was cult members of the Baal, Bane, and Muk. We have slain them all.
And what the hell is that? And he's gesturing over towards the disc that's got the strapped down body looking figure.
That's loot.
Loot, you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Hevel's idea. I point at Hevel.
Plate mail.
Okay.
It was the only thing of value.
So you're telling me that you've gone into the sewers and you are claiming to have killed the dead three, like the cultists of the dead three.
Absolutely.
And we have not even had breakfast.
So what did you learn? Like, what did you get out of this?
They're kidnapping nobles.
So I wanted to, yeah, they've been kidnapping nobles.
Just say, guys, remember, there's nothing illegal about being the cultists.
Ah, no, but there is illegal about torturing nobles. So I will say that it was being run by the Mortlock family, or sort of. The, what was his name? We just knew him as Mortlock, didn't we? Was his actual name?
You're telling me Mortlock Van Thamper was behind this?
Yes. But he didn't want to be. He was sort of pressured to do it. I don't know, he was a bit... I think he was sort of going along with it, and then he realised it was a bad idea, wanted to get out, then realised he was in too deep and couldn't. He quickly jumped onto our side when we tried to turn onto Vax, who seemed to be one of the ringleaders downstairs. He had a big throne room, altar room. He was praying to one of the gods. This is after we walked through several torture chambers, coffins filled with blood, and two of the noblemen who were unfortunately had perished during our attempts to rescue them. And the nobleman, I'll recall, was Klim Jasso. He unfortunately succumbed to his wounds. And Vendetta. Did we get Vendetta's last name? I don't think we did.
Yes, you did.
Just scroll across. It's Chris.
Cress. Okay. And Vendetta, who was brutally murdered by a woman called Nebra, who is a occultist as well. And in turn, we enacted swift punishment of death onto all of these cultists.
Including the ones in the room you see before you.
So you regale that the story to him, and you see his eyes prick up and his ears pick up at certain names that you send through, and then as you stop, he sort of looks a bit agitated and a bit stressed by everything that you've told him, and he says to you, "So if I get this right, you're saying that the cult of the dead three were brought here by the Van Thamper family. Is that what you're saying? Are they terrorizing this town under the guise of the Van Thampers?"
That I'll say yes. That seems to be what Mortlock's warning was, that his mother, Thelamra, who had aspirations to become the next Grand Duke, and he's hinted that she might be behind this, as well as his brother, who pays the cult of the dead three, Amaric.
As you say this, Captain Zodge turns behind him to the two guards that are blocking the main entrance, and just gestures them to move aside. And he turns back and goes to the workers. "Jabs, Krimla, I need you to leave. I need you to lock this place up and keep it under lock for the rest of the night." Which they do so post haste. They exit, and they exit out of the main door, never to be seen. It's clear that Zodge wants this to be a private conversation. Once they're out of sight, Zodge turns to you and says, "This is some really disturbing news. This really explains why the Grand Duke, Alder Ravengard, was sent off. He was sent off from Duke Van Thamper's orders to go and investigate what was going on at El Terrell. And now that El Terrell has somewhat disappeared, that leaves us very vulnerable, and that leaves Baldur's Gate extremely vulnerable as well. I can't thank you more than enough for what you've done to clear out the cult of the dead three here. You doing so has made this town safer. And as discussed, you will receive payment for this. However, I think you need to continue on. Did Mortlock tell you about his brothers?"
Yes.
He told us of Amaric.
Yes. Well, we've been receiving tips from from commoners who felt like they're being ripped off. But from what I understand, Amric runs a loan shark business out of the Low Lantern. Maybe if you talk to him, you might be able to use that as a way to get close to Thalamra. But we need to investigate her next. We need to find out what's going on. We can't let Baldur's Gate fall into the hands of a corrupt duke.
Indeed not. Where's our reward?
You'll be able to find the reward. It's at the Flaming Fist quarters on the eastern side of town. I didn't want to hold it in the main castle. As you know, not everyone in the Flaming Fist can be trusted, but there'll be some private quarters there that you can see. The gold will be in a chest in each of the rooms for you.
Can you recommend a blacksmith?
We have our own down at the castle, but that might be a bit too far for you. If you check out the local bazaar, you might be able to find some skilled people.
Okay.
Cool. I got nothing more to add. Although, question for the DM. So is these quarters which he's mentioning, the private quarters, is this where we have been staying before we started the campaign? Our characters have been staying?
Roll a history check for me, please.
Oh, I got a good one. 21.
So you guys have actually been staying at the castle now. Sorry, the name is just... sorry, it's avoiding me at the moment, but I'll quickly find it in the book. However, you have been aware that there is a quarters on the eastern side that can be used at the discretion of the captains and the managers within the Flaming Fist.
Okay, so I'll ask Zod to say, these chests with in these private quarters, is this where we are to stay now?
Yes, by all means, stay here as long as you need. But keep in mind that we will need to be moving fast. The gates are being battered each day by refugees that want to come in, and we're ever scared of the Hell Riders coming in.
Okay, yeah, we'll continue to investigate. That's no worries at all. Is there anything else about these quarters that you can tell us? Is there kitchens available? Is it open to the public? Are there any other facilities available for us to use while we're there?
It's not a brothel, Daddy.
It's just standard lodging. You'll find number of bedrooms. There is a common area that you'll be able to rest and get some food in you, and it's not too far of a walk from the local bazaar.
Sweet.
So before we leave, where have further reports of the cult of the Dead Three been spotted? Should we need to investigate them further?
Well, checking out Amric, I think, is our next lead, and his loan shark shop.
Sorry, the just to backtrack a bit, the quarters for the Flaming Fist, like the main base of operation, is called the Sea Tower of Bolderan. So that's where you guys had been staying leading up to the start of the campaign. There's the headquarters of the Flaming Fist, and it's on a rocky islet in the harbour. So that's on the western side, and you'll see when we go back to the map, sort of where it is. Now, as for the Flaming Fist, Captain Zodge says to you, we've only just been hearing the normal rumors of people being kidnapped around the lower city and the upper city as well. But in terms of a main base of operations, this was what we understood to be. At least that's what my contact found out. We'll keep this place under surveillance afterwards, just to ensure that no one else comes back or tries to claim it, and we'll make sure that there is a thorough clean out of what is below.
As he notices, is Rock just taking a bath while we're all chatting?
Yeah. Did what he said he was, and he's cleaning himself. He's gonna be the only good smelling one.
Right. Well, with that, I think we'll leave you to go to your quarters. I'm going to send my men down into the sewers that you've described to us. We'll clean up the bodies and see for anything else that is going to be of value for this investigation. Please head to the quarters. You'll be able to collect your reward from there. And as soon as you hear anything more about Amric or Thalamra, you let me know straight away.
Of course we shall.
Not a problem.
And with that, each of the men enter into the northern massage room and go down the stairs to keep investigating.
Cool.
To the quarters, that's not a brothel. Wink, wink.
Yeah, right. I'll start heading that way. Now, just in interest, how long would it take us to walk through the city to get there? If it's going to take close to an hour, I would recast the floating disc just to refresh its duration, and then move on again.
So, based on the description that Captain Zodge gave you, I RP'd it pretty briefly. He will have given you a detailed direction of where to go, and it'll estimate to take around about 45 minutes. However, given the conversation that you had about explaining what was going on down there, you've already had around about 30 minutes of your duration.
Right, so I'll refresh it and then head that way, just so it doesn't stop halfway through the city and I have to stop and spend 10 minutes casting it.
Okay, so are you refreshing it in the bathhouse?
In the bathhouse before we leave.
Okay. So with that rock, once he finishes casting, you're going to have about 20 minutes left on your horse form.
I would like to use that 20 minutes as a horse.
Okay.
Should we look at going to the bazaar? Is that on the way, or?
The bazaar, it's... I'll show it when you get onto the map.
We move on to the map.
Okay. Izzy, as you exit, and Rock, as you exit the main room, and Hevel, where is your character at this point in time?
Just standing.
Mourning the loss of his two skeletons.
Saying
follow
a prayer
the
for
map.
Okay. As you open up the door and step out into the courtyard. So hang on.
It's gonna be fucking names.
If you want to move him from there, but that courtyard's as far as you're going.
Okay.
You ready? It's fucking avalanche.
So as you step out from the bathhouse, 5 figures leap down from the top of a courtyard wall to confront you. In addition to their black leather armor, they wear strange they wear strange masks and cloaks that give each of them a vaguely dragon-like appearance. For all 5 brandish curved steel blades, reminiscent of dragon claws.
They want their stuff that we've got.
The main one jumps down and says, "Halt!
I neigh.
I hold.
You smell of our treasure."
I use prestidigitation.
Just do what?
No, we are after the treasure that was stolen from us. That was taken from our sanctum, taken from Tiamat.
All that's down there is bones. If you want to go,
It's not
be my
fucking
guest.
Tiamat, we're dead.
No, you definitely have the gold on you. You definitely have the treasure on you. But just remember, there was no gold pieces in there. And they brandish their swords, ready to attack. Can everyone roll initiation for me, please?
Oh, damn it, I didn't spend my hit dice.
I just checked out how much health and armor I have. I'm gonna fucking splat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got nothing.
Okay.
Oh, I
ready
got
for
a 1! So initiative 3.
Initiative 19.
6. You better fireball everything, Darty, and just
Oh,
save us.
I burnt all my spell slots on the last combat.
What did you get? Sorry, Hevel?
15.
I've got 2 level 1 spell slots.
Okay. Thanish, you are first. What do you do?
I'm actually going to retreat back a little bit. Get to the right window. Oh, I'm with these two guys. Damn it, they're right next to me.
Yeah.
I will actually disengage, and then I will head back indoors and around the corner.
Okay.
Just to
Can't even catapult massive amounts of.
not with 7 hit points and 11 armor class at the front lines. No.
All right. It is now the 4 cultists' turn. They're immediately going to. First one's going to move up and take a strike at you. Is he? Just gotta get
Coward, get me killed.
Yeah, so they're going to take a slash at you with his scimitar.
Might have to give up the treasure to live.
And that will be a 17.
So he hit over 15. Oh, that. Yep.
Yep.
That's his hit. Okay.
And he hits you for 6 slashing damage.
I'm not gonna be able to take too many of them.
Nah.
That's right. The rest of them will miss because the DM will roll badly.
The next one steps up to you and takes a slash following his comrade and clocks you for 7 slashing damage across your chest.
I'm on.
The next one walks up and decides to take a chop at the horse coming down over top. And what's your AC? It's a horse. Oh, you got like 10. Oh god! And slices down your mane for 4 slashing damage. And the next one, completing the full cower around, demanding the treasure back, takes a slash at you. And is your armor class actually 10?
Yes.
You take 7 slashing damage on your front right leg.
He rolled
Would
the
have been
11.
better off not being a horse.
Hevel, what is your bonus to initiative?
-1.
Okay, so the main cultist, the cultist leader,
No.
simply yells out, "Give us all the treasure back or die right here." And with that, she'll turn to you, Hevel, and cast. Hang on,
Come on.
I have to look this up. Hang on.
Why'd you roll so good on initiative? For all of them. Come on. I got 15. What is this?
But that's with the -1. They got a 15. Oh, I'm sorry. And she, sorry, I guess it's a he. He points out to you, and casts. Can you please do a wisdom save for me, please?
Incoming. Skip your turn.
My wisdom's good. 20, not natural.
Yes.
So points at you and tries to hold you in place with the incantation. However, you shrug it off completely. You hear him repeat, "Give us the treasure. It is ours." Now it's your turn, Hevel.
All right. I am going to use the dash action, and I'm going to bolt in the opposite direction to catch up with the guards and the captain. And as I'm running, I'm going to say, "You want your mask? Come and get it."
Okay, very good. Is it?
So that means I got
Um,
60 feet, yeah, which would actually get me into the
What's your move speed again? It's 30.
30, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'd
60.
double it. So I'd be in the sewer. Because that's where the guards went, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah.
As you also remember that Thanesh did spend 10 minutes recasting his
Yeah, you
disc.
sure? They'll be 10 minutes ahead.
Well, maybe they're like investigating shit though. I've only got 6 HP. Like,
You got spell slots?
I've got one and you run away.
You got a
I've got
potion.
nothing. Like, I've got a health potion.
I think
Well, I
we
can
need
pop
to
that.
negotiate this one.
You might have to give
I
it up.
could, but I've just run for it. So maybe they'll
We've
chase.
got one chest left, yeah? No, we've got the armor. Just drop the armor and go, look, this is all we got. And, like, hand over a few coppers and say we couldn't find anything else. Bluff your way. See if you can make it.
But
Just
he's,
spare my
he's
horse.
just said you want your
Don't tell
treasure
them
and he's
spare the
run.
horse.
So now that they know that we have it.
So I'll ask you, do you want to do that now that you've been reminded that Thanesh has spent 10 minutes casting something?
I wish to negotiate with them, yes.
Okay,
I'm
all right, well,
asking- so-
Hevel's bolted. Hevel's done his bolting.
I'm
I'd say you've made it to about there. You're halfway down the stairs, and you currently cannot see any of the guards.
Yeah.
It is Izzy's turn.
Yes, how I initiate. I'll ask. I suppose they can't sort of react on my turn until it goes full circle, can I?
They will have to wait for your turn.
I persuade them. Look, we would be willing to give you your treasure if you told us what your treasure was.
What your treasure? Sorry, you cut out.
Yes. I want them to detail what it actually was that we're giving back. Maybe we can keep some, or maybe not.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Yeah, that's my good one.
I suddenly wish that I
13.
I suddenly wish that I took a level 2 slot, not 2 level 1s. Just give to Bondi or someone the crown and make them invisible and tell them to run.
All right. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Horseman, what are you doing?
So, from my understanding, they've got no idea that I'm an actual druid, right? They just think I'm some weird fucking horse that came out of the bathhouse. Bit soggy on
Correct.
the edges.
They understand that you are with the group. That's all they understand, but they don't know that you are a druid. They know that you are a horse.
I would like to disengage, but act like a crazy horse and just try and get over here with my disengagement, just past them and act all spooked, because I would not like to attack them as such. I'd just like to get to over here, acting like nudging past, just I'm a disengaging horse.
And then
Spooked and horrified that that's happened to me, What a
and then
horse
he
would do.
sits on one of that chair like a human.
I feel like people.
Okay. Yep. So you've disengaged, and you're now where your character is. Thanesh.
I will.
So you've heard Izzy say his line. Yeah, he's pleading to try and say, "Look, we'll give it to you if you can tell us what it is."
I'll cast Mage Armor on myself
Okay.
while I wait for their response.
Izzy's gonna fucking die.
You're all sacrificing me.
Oh.
All right. So it comes around to the cultists, and you hear Eutis yell out. There was 4 chests filled with copper, silver, potions, gems, and crowns. But most importantly, 1 crown for our leader.
Lie to them, Fuzzy. Say you stashed it down in the.
They and Yuta says, stow your weapons for the moment, my followers. Let's give them a chance to give this back. With that, the cultists and Utis have they've got their weapons in their hands, but they're lowered.
All right.
Trying
will
to perceive to be a bit less threatening.
All right. Will you say the combat's stopped for now then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hearing that, I'll walk back in.
I'll
and say, "Oh, sorry." And I'll say, "How did you come to lose this treasure?"
You want us to talk about the treasure? Show us the treasure first. We know that it's here. We know that we're close, and you smell of it.
I will say, I'll pull out the crown and say, "I have this in my possession, and if they, I'm sorry, I'll I'll prepare a fire spell in my hand, and I will point it at the crown as I reveal it and say, look, I want to talk this out, but make a step forward and I will attempt to destroy it. Likewise, if you make any attempt on my comrade's life, I will also attempt to destroy it."
I use prestidigitation myself to make me smell like daisies and not treasure.
I like it. You smell of daisies, and as you pull the crown out, you can see underneath the mask of the cult leader, just sort of widen and rebrandish the weapon up in front and say, "Give us that now. Give us all of it, and we'll tell you."
No, that's not the deal here. I will say, how did you come to lose this?
Yep. One second.
Hevel, what all this is going on? What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing, Hevel?
I'm just running through the sewers trying to find the captain and the rest of the guards.
Okay. So as this is going on, so we'll say it's been probably about 2 turns since you've done it. So please do 2 turns worth of your movement, remembering that when you enter the water, it is half movement.
All right, which means I'd make 60 feet because I would have dashed.
Yep.
Also knowing that I saw Hevel run for the stairs, and that's where the captain's going, I'm going to be putting in lots of pauses with the way that I speak.
Okay.
And just generally trying to lengthen and buy as much time as we can.
All right. So in the response to you, Thanesh, you see the cult leader still brandishing the weapon aggressively, saying, "It was stolen. All of this was stolen and sent to this world as payment for the transgressions that have been going on. We've been sent by Arkan the Cruel to return it. Tiamat does not want her money stolen."
But who stole these? Why did you come to this particular location? Surely you had a lead to know who did this.
All we know is that someone's made a deal with one of the devils down here, and that money was stolen from those devils.
Wait, the money was stolen from the devils, or it was stolen from you?
The devils stole the money from us,
Okay.
is what we're saying.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, those devils that stole it, wouldn't you want to see them punished?
We would, and we are going to be following up on that punishment after you give it back to us.
Well, that's, mighty fine and all, but you won't be able to follow up on that punishment. You see, we have already enacted that punishment, and surely we deserve penance for doing something that you will.
Or saving you effort, so to speak.
And
Okay.
penance will be that I'll hand the crown back, but we will keep the rest as payment.
Okay. Hevel, make another movement.
Yep. So it would be 60. The first 10 feet is water, so I'll take 20 off and then do another 40.
Yep.
So now this is Tiamat, right?
You've heard the name Tiamat.
Yeah, and I as a Dragonborn would know the draconic gods. Tiamat and Bahamut, they were gods, right? Or are they just powerful entities?
Well, Tiamat is considered the
He's the god of war or evil or something, isn't he? Is he the bad
god
one?
of dragon.
Dragons, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. Bahamut's the good. I think Bahamut's
You're a
the good
dragon.
one,
Speak their
and
language.
Tiamat's the bad one. I'm trying to recall which one's which. So, and in a way to try and discern whether I should trust these or not. But they've already said that such and such the cruel wants their treasure back. So I'm already sort of swinging towards the evil.
So make a history check for me, please.
Sure. Oh, that was a good one. 16.
Okay. And so you recall that Tiamat is the goddess of greed and the queen of evil dragons, and for a time was a servant of Bane at some point. However, you understand that Tiamat. So Tiamat is the eternal rival to her brother Bahamut, who is the ruler of good metallic dragons. There you go.
We got the wrong one.
So I'll using that knowledge, I'll put that into my description of those who I punished. I will specifically call out that we have punished the followers of Bane with death, and a painful death, mind, just to sort of flavor it up.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh. 15.
Okay. Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
8.
So, as you say this, the cultist leader points at you and says, "Drop." And on doing so, you've fallen under the command, and you instantly drop the you drop the crown on the ground.
Yep.
And you yourself fall to the ground as well, prone. And Eutus turns and says, "If you will not give all of the treasure freely, we will take it from you." Can you all roll initiative for me again, please? Have a roll initiative again, because we'll move your movements into it.
7.
16.
4.
20.
It's probably a blessing, is he?
Yep. Okay. So Izzy, you've seen that all the cultists have now re-raised their weapons, ready to attack. However, you've got the jump on them. Yep.
Before initiative roll,
Yep.
I have one more movement to account
Okay.
for that time of what happened there.
Sure, you can.
So my action would have been to run to this edge here, and I would have called out to the captain of the guard. Do I remember his name?
Captain Zodge. Yes, you'll remember it.
So I would have called out, "Zodge, Captain Zodge, Flaming Fist," and just listened for a second to hear if there's any response, and if not, ran the other direction.
Okay.
So that was 20 feet, and then I would run, I guess, back. Well, that doesn't connect. Back to there.
Okay, so your character's finished there. I'll say though, halfway along. So when you're about in the center of the hexagon there,
Yep.
you hear the door slam open, and you see Captain Zodge standing there saying, "What is it, soldier?"
We've just been attacked in the bathhouse. 4 men attacked us, asking after something that was in the sewers. We're in no condition to fight. Can you and your men come and help?
Right away. Lead me there. Okay.
So that would have been 20, And then I would have gone back the other way and got this corridor then.
Okay, so you see Captain Zodge, and he has two of the guards with him. It appears that the others are off missing, but they are going to be. They start moving after you. With that, Izzy, it is your turn.
Disengage and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. I was thinking about trying to deceive him.
Yeah.
I could try and say all the rest of the treasure is down the tunnel.
No, these guys clearly don't want to talk. They just want to take.
Oh. Alright, I disengage and I do a Bundy.
Okay. So disengage and move 30, or are you 35 feet? I can't remember.
30.
Okay.
How
With
far
that-
do I get? So I got another 25?
So you don't get to dash as a disengage.
Ah,
You just
sorry.
get 30 feet. Yeah, so disengage is your action, and then you have your movement on top.
So I couldn't dash, otherwise that would get me punched in the face. Is that
Correct.
right?
Yeah, so where you were, you would have provoked, I think, 3 attacks of opportunity. Okay. It is... it is Rock's turn.
So in front of me, I can see them all crowded around, and Dinesh has just been dropped to the ground, correct?
Yes, he has followed the command that was given to him.
Would he be considered prone?
He is at the
I
moment.
am prone, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
learn
the
your...
wrong fucking animal. How do I get a horse? I'd have a charge right now, and I could just bowl a cunt to the ground and then start stomping his face. But no, I went the cool-looking draft horse. Ah,
Just
Should've
swap
gone the
into a
donkey.
different form.
yeah, I might need to. I burn around the corner. Oh, horse. I assume I've been, had time to just meander like a horse would. I get
Yep.
around the corner. I untransform. Should I do that? Nah. Yeah, I untransform, and I convert into.
Bear.
Yeah, I go direwolf. No, I need to survive a hit. No, I don't go direwolf. I cast bark skin and then go bear.
Okay. All right, so you are now a bear with bark skin on.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I think is the best way I can go. So there's my second fucking level 2 slot. And I'm now out of transforms already. God damn it.
I've got burning hands and I have dragon breath for some AoE damage. If you can hold their attention and keep me up.
Okay, so it is now the cultist's turn.
Do I have any movement left?
Uh, yeah, I'd say you have movement. I'd say you've got about 15 feet.
Then I come rocking back around this corner with a roar.
Okay. All right. It is now the cultist's turn, and the cultist leader will be going first, and he's going to move forward, and seeing that you are down, is going to use the butt of his weapons to try and knock you unconscious. And he hits you with a 22.
That doesn't hit.
Sorry, 23. And does... One sec. Does 11 bludgeoning damage in an attempt to knock you unconscious.
Cool. So that means bring me to 0, but I'm stable.
Correct.
No.
Then you just gestures to the cultists and say, "You two chase after the ones that are hiding. You two search this guy. Get us our treasure back." with that, the two cultists are going to dash. One's going to come around to try and block the entryway, and the other one's going to surround you, Izzy, from there. These two.
Does doing that and going through Izzy, like you've always said, cause an attack of opportunity?
It will. You can take an attack of opportunity or a reaction here if you like.
Could I do that as a spell, or do I have to use my crossbow?
So attack of opportunity is with your weapon unless something else is otherwise, unless one of your spells is a reaction spell.
Well, it's a cantrip, so I'd assume not.
No. You can have a readied spell to be used as your attack of opportunity. But yeah, in this case, it'll be with whatever weapon you are currently holding.
Alright, so I will just attack of opportunity with my crossbow then.
Okay, roll to hit.
14.
That hits, roll damage.
Uh, 8.
So as this cultist pushed past to try and block off the entryway for you, you point blank shoot a bolt arrow right into his chest. He's immediately wheezing and keeling over, looks gravely wounded. The other two cultists are going to start rummaging through your pockets, Dinesh. They find... you have the porcelain mask on you, don't you?
No, I have the crown.
You have the crown. But the crown's on the ground, so that's fine. They immediately pick up... one of them picks up the crown and stuffs it into his robe. The other one reaches through and finds quite a heavy sack of coins and starts immediately spilling it out onto the ground.
Okay.
And
You're now broke.
it is now Hevel's turn.
All right. Are the guards? Is the guard's position relative the same? Is it the same?
So because you've told them and then you've completed that action to run,
Right.
you're ahead of them. So you can continue to keep doing your stuff, but you know that they're following you.
Yep. All right. Well, I will take my action with the dash, so I make 30 feet. And that's round up. Let me just, maybe while I'm at it, I do actually have a healing. I'll do 15 feet,
Yep.
and I will swig the healing potion.
Okay. Yep. Do your heal.
Where was that? Heal. Getting 2d4 plus 2. 4.
Yep. You roll.
Another 4.
That's
10.
good. Very good.
Mm.
Okay, so you heal up. As you're doing that, you're trudging through the water and you're uncorking and drinking the potion. You hear behind you the Zodge and the two guardsmen coming with you. Thanesh, it is your turn. You're unconscious, but you're stable. So yeah, you're unconscious for the next hour until something else happens. Goes back around. Izzy, it is your turn.
I disengage again.
Okay.
And then run.
Yep.
Do I get to there or further?
You can go a bit further. You can move another 15 feet. So you'll be able to get there. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Rock, it is your turn.
So the two spiky dudes, they're bent over looting the Nash, correct?
Correct. Yes.
I get myself right up here with the
She's
intent
not
of
fine.
kind of blocking the cult leader where he is, but attacking the guy next to him.
Okay. Roll to hit. You're a dire wolf, aren't you?
No, I went brown bear because I
brown bear.
remembered I can get.
If
my
they're
armor
bending
class
down
up
and going
faster.
through all my coins, are they prone?
No, they are not. They are not
Oh,
prone.
what? That's why I was going to attack him.
Ah,
Because I figured he's bent over, he's all,
They're not
He's
prone.
hunched. Yeah. Got
They're
to be
not
laying
prone.
down.
This is horse shit. Lucky boy then. He's wearing cloth, yeah?
You go for the cult leader, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like the two guys are wearing armor and he's wearing cloth? Or are they all wearing fancy armor and he's just got a cool hood in the picture?
Just do a perception check for me, please.
8 plus 2, 10.
You can tell that they're wearing, each of them look to be wearing leather armor, and that the spikes just appear to be ornate to give them the identification of what cult they are.
Yeah, fuck it, I go for the leader. I want to mold the leader.
So you're a brown bear, aren't you?
I'm a brown bear, yes.
So are you just doing a bite action, or are you doing a multi? Okay, all right, yep. So do the bite.
16.
That hits. Roll damage.
Uh, 10.
Okay, you crunch on top of the cult leader. You make a very solid blow to the shoulder. Still standing. Yep.
I would now like to use my claws. Oh, that was piercing damage, if that matters. And this one will be slashing.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, roll to hit.
13.
13. That hits. Roll damage.
Oh, fuck, these guys are gonna die. Holy shit, yes. And 9.
Okay.
If we ever come up against a bear, don't let it fucking start on.
So you, after your jaws release, you slash up against it with your claws, batting the cult leader over quite heavily, knocking it back, but still standing. With that, the cult leader is going to turn to you and says, "Oh, we can't be having that happen here," and he's going to reach out and touch you.
Yeah, he is. That dirty boy.
And with a 16, does that hit?
That's even. So,
Yes, that hits. Okay.
Hopefully he's
Incoming
not doing
inflict
inflict
wound.
wound.
3d10 damage. And just watch it. It would roll like 10, 10, and 9.
I'd survive that.
Or is inflict wounds 4d10?
So hang on, let me find my d10s.
It's 3d10 at level 1.
Okay. And
It
he's
could be
finding
high.
his d10, so it's definitely inflict wounds.
Yeah, he's finding the D100. You watch him go.
And as he reaches out and touches you, you feel this pure necrotic death seep through your body as you take 20 points of necrotic damage.
Effortless.
Upon seeing their leader attack, the two cultists immediately stand up and start to attack you. The first one close swings at you with a scimitar. However, as he tries to throw it, he hasn't quite got a good grip because he's been too busy looking at the coins, and launches his sword off against the wall on the opposite side. The second one comes around.
I was going to say, finally they missed!
And so he's going to move over to take a strike on you, but catches nothing but fur as it glances off your paws.
Wait, nothing but fur. That's bad. I don't want a hair.
The cultists that were chasing you, Izzy, are going to continue their pursuit. The first one's going to come down and he's going to take a strike at you with a 15.
Yep. I'm down.
And hits you for 2 slashing damage.
It's enough. I only had 1.
Okay. The second one can't quite make it to you and is there. Hevel, your turn.
Save us! You're our only hope.
I'm like, I say to the guards, I can hear them. And I run my 15 feet and I consume a potion of fire breath.
Oh, okay. I should look that up.
Or whatever the red potion was that you.
Well, yeah,
allowed us to
whatever
pick
the
up?
red potion you gave me, consume it. I assumed that was a potion of fire breath.
Yes, from you, your tasting decided that yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. And that's the turn. Easy, stay alive.
I will try. But I can't do anything, so.
Okay, so you can use your bonus action to exhale. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Perfect. It is now the guards are going to continue their dash. And how much do they move? Give me a sec. Yep. As they rear around, Zodge can see off in the distance that Izzy's just been dropped by this slashing attack, and he can see a gravely wounded cultist there. And he yells out, "Men, that must be our target. Get ready to attack." And it is now Thanesh's turn, which it skips over because he's still unconscious. So back around to Izzy.
He's just a tease.
Sorry, I've got my order here. So Izzy, please make a death saving throw.
So is that a D20?
Yeah, just a D20 and tell me the value.
I don't wanna. It's a .9.
Please take a death save. Rock, it is your turn.
I would like to keep.
Sorry, was that a failure or a success?
Yeah, that's a fail. Sorry. Yep.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, 1 to 10 is a failure. Up is not.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 1 to 9 is failed. 10 plus is not. It's slightly
Oh,
skewed.
come on, XD.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a 50-50.
Nah, it's
No.
slightly skewed in favor of living.
Ah, I was a cunt to my players. Leave me alone, right?
That's a bad word.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, favorite of words. Hey, darling, don't put that on Twitch. You'll get banned.
It's already...
Sure.
Okay, Mr. Bear, it is your turn.
I'm going to continue to rip apart the face of the leader.
Okay, make your multi-attack.
Fuck me, the bite's a 1.
Okay. How do I do this? I didn't expect you to get a 1. That doesn't happen.
I don't know if you want to take into effect when you're, bringing this in that I do have a +6 to hit on how bad I failed.
Um,
I at least hope to bring this fucker down. God damn it.
as you go to bite, your jaws lock around the scimitar that is in the offhand of the cult leader, and you take 3 slashing damage as you bite onto the blade. However, you still get to make your claw attack.
Is the blade currently, is he still biting onto it? Can you then
No,
try and
no.
rip it out of his hand?
No, surprised by the blade, causing him to open his mouth in pain.
He's
But
just
you still
flossing
make
his
a claw
teeth
attack.
with it.
Toothpick.
I make my claw attack as a bear with swords. Nat 20 to follow it. Come on!
Roll your crit.
So I get to double the rolls, right?
Yeah, so you're 2d6, you double that result, and then you add +4.
So I got a 3 and a 6, so 9 times 2 is 18 plus 4 is 22 with a sword in my mouth.
As
I'm a pirate.
As you roar out in pain, you just bring your right paw crushing down across the face of the cultist leader, managing to snap its neck as he falls down limp.
Friggin' the army's gonna arrive and the bear will have killed all 5.
The army's going to kill the bear because they won't know it's the druid.
I'm not sure if I get hit. Like, I can take a hit. I'm not sure I can take 2 hits.
Well, that's exactly what the 2 cultists are going to do after seeing the.
No, they're gonna recoil in fear and run away in this.
Just dodge.
Well.
Just take the dodge action.
Actually, should have. That's a good point.
Oh.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't do that. In fact, they are. Immediately, these 2 cultists are going to disengage from you and climb up on top of the 10-foot wall that is surrounding the outside.
So, the one that picked up the crown,
That
like
was the leader.
obviously he hasn't got that stowed away, I'd assume, because it was gone a second.
Did they
I'd like
pick it
to
up?
try and burn my reaction to attack to knock that out of his hand. I don't want him to have the crown. If not, I will destroy his hand.
So he has stowed it away. You can use your action to pick something up and stow it away. That's definitely within it. So it is stowed away. And can you burn your reaction as a bear to do an attack?
I am the full normal everything. So if you had a bear and I were to get out of its zone, I'd be able to burn my reaction.
He'll get to make an attack of opportunity if they haven't disengaged.
They are doing a disengage. They are, after seeing their leader falling, they are going to disengage. They're going to say they can't do this without their leader, and they are going to attempt to escape. Now, it's taken the movement to climb on top of the wall. They are currently perched on top of the wall.
Could have used a reaction to grapple him.
Hey,
No.
it's all good. I'm going to win this. I have 40 feet of movement and 30 feet of climb.
Oh, he does
I'm
too.
going to fucking destroy those.
Now it is the other 2 cultists' turn. They're unaware of what's happened outside. However, this one cultist has seen Hevel appear in front of him and the guards that are coming forward, and he is going to retreat to get the safety of his friend.
Coward!
Come back into the room, and he's going to say to his other cultist friend, they're coming up to here, we should board the door. And the second one's going to come back and look around the room for something that he can board it up with, however fails to do so. So instead he's going to say to his friend, listen, we can't board this up, let's get the help of the others. It is now Hevel's turn.
I dash. Oh, and I can make it easy.
Yay!
And one, but I've used my, yeah, all right.
Yep.
I used my action to dash, so I can't help you.
Unless you can do anything as a bonus action.
No.
Touch me real good.
Suck not being a rogue this time, right?
Look, I feel handicapped, but you know, I'm trying to find my niche. All right. I just have no spell slots.
Do you have a potion you could force feed me?
No,
That's an action.
I can. That's an action. Like on the when I get an action, I can do spare the dying as a cantrip, which means you'll stabilize. But until then, you have to wait.
Okay. The guards are going to dash after you as well. They're making their way up with haste to try and catch the other cultists. Vinesh? Yes. Hang on, just looking through. Okay, Izzy, your turn. Please make another death save.
He's gonna
Not
die.
a one. Just not a one.
Is it a
It's a 6.
Okay. Take a second failure, please. Right.
Fail, but you're good.
Your turn.
me?
Yes, the rock. It is your turn.
Do I know which one has the crown?
Yes.
Alright, I would like to run at it jump up the wall a bit because it's just got to the top.
Yep.
So I use my incredible bear climbing skills that are used for getting honey out of trees. Get up there, grab it, not wanting to do harm. I just want to latch on and reef that fucker down.
Okay. Make a.
Just pretty much latch on all my weight, bring it down. So I figure I've got enough weight.
Is that like just a grapple and swing?
Okay, make a strength check for me, please.
Yes.
Sorry, athletics. Athletics is what's happening.
A bear doesn't have athletics.
So strength check plus your modifier.
I've got +4.
Yeah, so just have +4.
So my modifier, I don't know. I think it's 14. Oh, +4. Sorry, is that yeah?
Yeah, so if you rolled a 14, then add your modifier.
No, I haven't rolled it. I rolled. Oh, shit! I rolled a 5. So 9.
As you're unable to get full purchase on the wall, you take a last-ditch effort as you claw out towards the ankles of the cultist. You manage to catch the back of his robe and pull him backwards off the ledge. He is now fallen on his back, prone, in the bush near you. Well, next to the bush. Now he's 10 feet. Is it 1d6 per 10 feet of falling? Remind
I think it is.
I thought it was higher, like 20.
Nah, it's pretty small. You can build it up pretty quick.
Creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet fell. Yep. He takes 1 bludgeoning damage.
If you want to test it, Fuzzy, next time at your place, you can jump up my deck.
Yeah, but we're just commoners with 4 HP, so 1 HP.
If I
damage is
survive
like a busted
and
leg.
I'm damaged, does it mean it's wrong?
Okay. Rock's turn. Okay, so it's now the cultist. The first cultist is going to turn around and see that his friend has completely fallen and is unhelped at this point. He's just going to dash away.
He's taking my money.
No, he left it on the ground, didn't he?
No, they were scooping it up as much as they could. They got around with the scoop coin.
They were manhandling you. They weren't worried about the money.
The second one is going to use his movement to stand up, and seeing you in front of him, he's just going to take one last slash to try and put this bear away from him so he can run away. And misses completely as he's unable to catch his footing as he stands up.
I'll fucking kill him.
The other cultists, they're going to hang on. Just need to check.
Now I'm gonna die.
They're going to run out the open door and turn and see Eutis just unconscious and bloody, and seeing their friend staring down a bear. With that, they're now struck with fear of what's going on. They totally ignore the money that's lying around an unconscious dragonborn next to them, and they're going to try and escape, this time out the main door.
Do they trip and fall over the money?
They do not, but they are dashing away.
Would all that money count as rough terrain?
No.
The dash counters.
They can run around him.
He's got to be useful in some. Come on.
Guards of... Oh, no. Hevel.
I touch Easy and cast Spare the Dying.
Yep.
He's stabilized.
Okay. You are stabilized but unconscious, Izzy. You'll be unconscious for the next hour?
Okay.
And then
Unless healed.
So what happens to the death savesy bit?
So you've now saved. So you can essentially just put through 3 successes.
Okay.
And you're just unconscious until you receive some healing or until the time passes, in which case you'll gain 1 HP.
Yep.
And then I keep moving. So I'm
Okay.
upstairs.
So the guards are going to, they've seen Izzy stabilize after that, and they're going to dash past you as fast as they can. As they manage to make it out as you're holding the door open for them, gesturing them past as you see them running with post haste. So now Dinesh, no good. Izzy, no good. Rock, your turn.
I would like to maul this motherfucker with my bite and my claws.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Multi-attacked. What was it? It was plus 6, so 20.
That hits. Roll damage.
6.
All right, teeth sink in nice and deep into the chest. You hear the cultist scream out in pain, still living. So roll to hit with your claw.
13.
That hits. Roll damage. As you push off and release your grip and you strike down with your paws, the claw leaving an open gash on his chest, bleeding out in front of you. He's very much dead.
I would like to charge over to here.
Yep.
Letting out a freaking loud roar on the way.
Okay. It's now the cultist's turn. They've heard the blood curdling cry of their comrade behind them, and they're just going to keep disengaging away from you as fast as they can.
Would they both? Oh no, they'd only take one opportunity attack thing.
Yeah,
No.
it's going up the wall again. Round
They're
2.
disengaging, but they are trying to jump over the wall once more. Guards, Hevel.
Is Dinesh okay? Like
He's
Yeah,
unconscious, but you don't know this yet. You don't know this
Right.
yet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, I would dash, and I would get to Thanesh's point, which is 25 feet, and then I would be looking at him and thinking, is he stable?
Yep. So you can see that he's unconscious but stable.
All right, and then I continue right up to these guys that are.
Yep. So I'll need you to either take the space to the left or one behind it, because that is a waterfall.
Fountain.
That is a fountain. Sorry. All right. With that, Captain Zodge is going to take his movement, and he sees you up against the wall, Hevel. He sees this big brown bear that he's not quite sure, but what looks to be people that he'd seen before on the stairwell. And
I did
out...
remind him we have a druid.
And he takes out his heavy crossbow and raises up to make an attack.
What a tank. He's shooting from there.
Watch him hit both with one arrow.
Here we go.
Side by side.
He's going to Jesus them. As they're climbing up, he's going to go tunk, one arm in the wall, tunk,
No,
other arm in the wall.
He's actually going to shoot through the fountain, and the arrow will split and get them both.
He launches the arrow off and manages to catch the leftmost cultist as he's getting up square in the back. The cultist is able to push through the pain and continue his climb up the wall.
That is a tough card. To be honest, I don't think in my wildest dreams I could take an arrow and continue climbing.
It didn't do much. This veteran is, or this guardsman is going to come up, and he can see Captain Zodge has just fired off at one cultist, and he's going to immediately shoot at the first one that he can see, and lets loose an arrow. This time catching the other one squarely in the back. And this one did not have the strength that the other one did, as it falls backwards in between the fountain and the wall, dead.
Dead. God damn it. This was meant to be my kill zone.
And I think that's full cycle again. Rock, you'll go.
I would like to move. So 15. Yeah. Easily to there. Is the gate open as I get to here?
No, the gate is closed.
It got closed by the 2 workers as they left.
We don't know it's closed. They were told to close it.
Yes, the door is closed.
But is it locked?
No. So I've used 15 of my movement points. I'd like to attempt to. No, fuck it. I'm just gonna full. How high up on the wall is it?
So he's made it to the top. So he's standing up 10 feet. So I think last time we did this, we said that if you were to go on your rear feet, you would be able to reach with your claw, but you would not be able to bite.
Cool. I would like to. Is there a chance I could scale the wall and then just grapple him and drag him down, taking the full damage as well? Like, it's a full suicide move.
So you've moved 15, which means you've got 15 feet of climb if you wanted to. So yes, you would be able to get up there and try and grapple.
I choose to do that.
Could
Okay.
you jump off and over and then land on him?
Or do I just want to climb it and bite him and kill him like I have? Nah, fuck it. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to climb up there as much as I can and, like, full just tear him apart. I'm going for a kill zone.
Go for it. roll your attack.
21.
Roll damage.
That's good. So, what is that? First one's +4. 11.
And as you bite on, you climb up, and you see the cultist just turn to you at the last second. As the last thing he sees is the wide open jaws of a bear crushing around his skull. Falls down, nearly on the same location as his friend, lifeless.
We did
I
it.
calmly climb back down the wall. Untransform. Wasting like 55 minutes of my transformation. And rush over to Captain Zodge. I assume we're out of combat.
So as that happens, you hear very faintly off in the distance the feet of what you can only assume to be the other cultist as he's ran away. And yes, I'll say that combat is over.
I tell Captain Zodge that unfortunately I let one get away. He slipped through my paws. He went over that fence, and I point towards the fence over here.
What does he look like? Is he the same as these ones?
Yes, wearing the same stuff.
Exactly the same.
Okay. All right, you two, go get him. And so he gestures to the two veterans as they run down. They kick open the door, which opens freely for them, and they close it behind them as you see them run off into the distance to try and chase after that cultist. Captain Zodge says, "Oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I need to get the rest of my guard out. We need to get this place under lockdown. I'll run back down and I'll get them." Okay, so he's going to make his way back through, sprinting, to try and make his way into the sewers.
Clearly he has no heals.
Sorry, go Izzy.
Clearly Captain Zod has no heals, just walk straight past.
Hey, he sees that you're stable. He knows that you're going to be okay and that your friends will look after you.
I don't trust him.
Yeah, Rock, you got any of those berries?
Yeah. I can make lots. I've got spell slots coming out my ass. And I decided to use the leaves as the little icon when I'm transformed. Just so
Okay.
you know.
Yep, I like that.
I thought that's closest. I cast Good Berries.
Yep.
And that's a slot. And I first up, I just throw a bunch of them at Hevel. I assume half, so 5. And then I go up to Thanesh and slowly massage his throat with another one, sexually.
Okay, so Hevel
And take
now.
a handful of gold while I'm there.
All right, Thanesh, you're now stable and awake with 1 HP.
And no money.
At
I'll
this
stay
point,
sitting with my back up against the wall, just sort of recuperate and give a nod of thanks to Rock.
okay. Now for the interest of things going faster, just for this thing, I'm going to say, Thanesh, please remove 78 copper and 57 silver, as that is the amount that has been stolen from you. If you were to take the time and pick everything back up, you'd be actually like the total amount you had minus those values that I just gave you.
Bastard stole 10 gold from me.
I also do the whole Goodberry thing to Izzy. Massage his throat.
Okay.
Yay.
Is he?
Yeah, I forgot Izzy was actually down.
Yeah. What does he? What kind of health does he get per Goodberry? How do they work?
It's
One.
One. And can he eat as many as he wants?
You can eat as many as you want. Yeah.
All right. I'll give him all 5. There you go. Eat that. Enjoy that.
Rock, what are you doing? Are you eating any that you've got? Or
No, she's good. I'm fine. Well, I'm not. I'm gonna die. I can't fucking transform again. I look over the cult leader dude and I try and figure out if there's any thing that could, 1, be of valuable loot to me, and 2, if there's anything that kind of gives away who he is, where he's from, who he works for. We know it's Tiamat or some cult, but, under his clothes is he wearing barkeeper garb? And that's his day job.
okay. Yeah. So make a perception check for me, please.
15.
Okay. So you see he's donned a purple, sort of a purple cloak, and as you go through, you find the scimitar that he was using to attack with. So you can add 1 scimitar to your inventory if you wish. And the only other piece of identifying information that you can see is a pendant. Now I'm just trying to find the right one. All right. Just for the time being, I'll have to look it up and get the correct one. But you find a pendant that is a dragon with 5 heads, and there looks to be a different shaded color on each of the heads.
Hail Hydra.
I pocket the dragon with the intent to, take it to a jeweler later. And after I've done that, I give Dinesh a look, make sure he's not dying out. Goodberry did its job, and then start, rifling through all the others one by one as I wait for the captain to come back, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, looking through each of the others. Make a perception check for me, please.
5.
Yep, much the same as the cult leader, although this time they are wearing the black robes with the dragon-looking masks. All you find on them is the scimitars. They're shaped like a dragon talon, and the same pendant around their necks as well.
I bust off all the pendants. I assume that means I get 3 more.
Yes, yeah, you have 4 pendants in total.
I cast Mage Hand and pat Thanesh on the back for almost getting us killed.
Hey man, I tried. I tried to
get us killed.
Cult.
You tried.
Was there any other items of value? Like, were the other cultists holding weapons?
So Rock has picked up the weapons. It was only the scimitars that they had.
Rock doesn't
I discard the scimitar. I have no interest in it.
All right.
I leave it just plainly, obviously, sitting on top of the body for anyone else to grab if they want.
So who's got the crown?
Currently Rock.
Oh yes, apologies. You did find the crown on one of the cultists.
I give it back to Thanesh and go, hey, I think they took this from you.
Hey, another thing. Sorry, and I should have done it at the time. With you being knocked unconscious, does your disc still stay active?
I was just looking at that, and it doesn't have the concentration tag. It seems to be once it's cast, it stays there unless it goes more than 100 feet away from me, or that it's got too much weight on it. That seems to be the only conditions as to why it might disappear.
Okay, so it is still floating. It's just back in the room, holding the suit of armor.
Yep.
After a few more moments, you hear rushing up from below. You hear the splashing of water and the scraping of a stone door. As you see Captain Zodge followed by the 4 veterans.
I pick up a scimitar.
Okay, add a scimitar to your inventory. And Captain Zodge says, "Okay, this is still a very dangerous area. Do you want us to escort you safely to those quarters before we go searching?"
I'll stand to my feet and say yes.
That would be most kind of you. Thank you.
Okay. Rock?
I was going to say I go over to Thanesh and just kind of half drape him over my shoulder and start dragging him. But yeah.
Okay. So with that, Captain Zodge waits a moment for each of you to regain your consciousness and your senses and make sure that you're ready to go. Thanesh has spent quite a bit of time picking up all his coin that's now scattered everywhere, but has eventually got everything back. They only managed to find your money purse, so you still got all your books. And with that, you exit out of the bathhouse and back onto the map of Baldur's Gate. And let me just find the right one. It's a very small one. Sorry, the text isn't quite as nice, but you see marked on there a guard lodging and the bazaar off to the you're sort of just south of the bathhouse. You're escorted. As you're walking around, you encounter another set of guards from the Flaming Fist, and you hear a rushed conversation between Captain Zodge and the guards, which then immediately makes them pick up post haste off in the direction that you indicated that the cultists had left. However, after about 45 minutes of walking, you arrive safely at the front door of your lodgings.
Before the captain heads off and ask if he knows anything about it, or if he doesn't, could he recommend someone that might know anything about it?
Sorry, you cut out halfway through there. Can you just say again?
I want to show him the mask and ask if he knows anything about it, and if he doesn't, if he could recommend someone that would know about it.
We know that this mask generally has to do with the followers of Tiamat. That's all I know. I don't know too much else more, but there might be some people that can help. I don't know the names right now, but if you give me one sun's worth, I'll be able to get you some more information about it.
Great.
We don't want your firstborn son.
So one day he's referring to. Okay.
I take this as a good idea and, head straight up to my room and investigate it for my pile of loot with the full intention of having a goddamn sleep.
Yeah, what time of day is it by the time we finally get here?
So when you get there, after all of the conversations that have happened and the fighting that obviously went on, when you exited the bathhouse, it was around about 2:30 in the afternoon. You've now arrived at the lodging. I would say it's around about 4:35. Sun's really starting to set in. You can see it hiding off into the mountains to the west, shimmering off the coast. So with that, given the time, we'll stop there for tonight. So we'll get you
find out what's in our loot box.
XP.
Well, you can, and yes, apologies, you do get some XP for that. So
yeah. How much do I get, and how much do they get? So
Look, I'm the MVP. I got the guard, right?
I'd like it to be pointed out that they did no killing. It was Rock.
But I did all the talking, okay?
I did a
That,
lot
that helped,
too.
didn't it?
You each get 130 XP.
Hey,
Nice.
motherfucker.
To be fair, they were actually paperweights, but because you guys were so hurt,
Yeah, I know. It was like crazy dangerous.
Yeah, it was.
To be fair, my talking took us out of combat, and Darty's talking took us back into combat.
But I bought Hevel so many rounds worth of movement to get the guards.
it did.
I think if he had actually just stood there and tanked, taken a few hits, we would have like effortlessly made that.
I could take one hit.
Yeah, we could
That's
all
it,
take
and then I would have
one
been
hit.
down.
You have 20 AC.
But not with the luck I've been having.
Those guys rolled so well.
I did roll pretty well. Mind you, with that first grapple that you did on occultists as they were trying to escape, I did their roll as disadvantage. And the first roll that I got was a 20 for them, so you would have actually beat a strength check. But there you go. As for what's in the chest, when you get into each of your room, you will find a purse inside of the chest that will contain 200 gold pieces as agreed upon for wiping out the cult of the dead 3. So if you wish, you can add 200 gold pieces to your inventory now. I'll RP it once we're back in next session. That's what you're going to do. I actually thought you would have got to this section a lot quicker and you might have done some other things tonight, but
Oh, me too. That's okay. I will lead the disc into Hevel's room and let it disappear, and the thud of the plate armor hits the ground.
there you go.
Yes. Like that. I struck it.
So you can actually carry that plate mail. It is bulky and awkward, but one person can carry it. I mean, it's designed for you to wear it, so you should
I'll
be able
just
to
leave
carry
it on my back. It's fine. Take it to the blacksmith.
I can carry it with 1 HP.
It's got 4 spikes, so we could lodge it into your back and then we can walk off with it.
Oh, that feels so good.
We
Yeah.
could nail it to you. That counts as wearing.
It's just acupuncture. I mean, really.
Yeah, we'd gain health out of it.
Feel nice. Alright.
Okay.
So
There you go. You got quite a bit of loot in the horde still. How much gold did you all end up with at the end of the day?
Well, whatever we had plus 200.
I currently have worth of 274 gold.
Okay.
267.
All right. So you got
268.
How do you have so much? I have 243. Oh, I'm not counting all the silver and copper merch.
yeah. So
Yeah,
if you-
total currency in gold pieces is what I'm looking at the top.
Where?
If you click on one of your currency things, and then it'll pop up. So you actually got 310, Izzy.
Okay,
You're the rich one.
gonna
Give
say
it to me.
you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for my services.
Guardian to Bondi, you spent yours somewhere, didn't you? Or something?
No,
I
It was a bit to you, I think,
I
actually.
tried to gamble a little bit and I lost horribly.
That's right. I took the Bondis. Yeah, that's cool.
And
And
you stole some as well, Izzy. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Off one of the nobles.
I pickpocketed 1 or 2 people, so I should have more than everyone. And I think I took all the loot from the first combat.
Yeah, you've also all got some random bits and pieces. I know Thanesh has got his books because he's a little librarian. I think there was some rings and some gems and some other
Yeah.
stuff that might
So
have
I've
been.
got 2 moonstones, which are apparently worth 50 gold each. Oh, I'm gonna try my beans. Nibble on my beans and see what happens.
You've all got the nice shiny things that I would normally be interested in. I've got a gold necklace of some sort.
Rock's got nothing except for actual gold. He intentionally doesn't give a shit. He just wants to get the mission done and get out of it. That, and he can't really wear it anyway. So, what's the point? Stupid bear.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys were actually that injured, but I thought in that short rest, did none of you heal up?
No, I thought I was safe.
I healed, but I had
had
one
3
DC.
hit dice. I had nothing.
I thought we could only use 1 dice to heal after a short rest.
You can
No,
use as
no-
many hit dice as you have available when using a short rest, but you only get, at the moment, we only get 1 back per long rest. So if you burn all 3 in a day, it'll take you 3 days to get them back.
Yeah,
Okay.
but as you level up, you'll get additional hit
Yeah,
dice. as
every
well.
level you get an additional hit die, and you regain half your level of hit die. So once we get to level 4, we'll actually regain 2 per day.
Also, if you're still on the map, I know I've concluded the session, but if you're still on the map, I'm just going to reveal the area of Low Lantern, as that would have been clearly articulated to you from Captain Zodge as well.
Cool.
Where was the other place that we could potentially go? The side quest?
Which one is that?
What was it? Just the one who said whispered to... Was it Hevel or Thanesh that said, you can meet us at this, there's what work?
Oh yes, that was the Low Lantern. That was referenced to that you could be bouncers at the Low Lantern. They always in need of
That's
bouncers.
right. So I forgot what... I knew that we wanted to go to Low Lantern. I couldn't remember why we were being encouraged. Nice.
All right. That was fun.
That was good. That was scary, actually.
Yeah.
Nah, I had that cast.
You've gone through all of these big fights before without too much trouble, and the one that gives you the most trouble is 4 cultists and a cult fanatic.
We had nothing left to hit him with.
To be fair though, if you didn't manage to kill that cult fanatic, Rock, you would have been inflict wounds again.
Yeah, I figured it was make or break.
All right. See you guys.
No worries.
I had a plan for when I
No,
went
dude.
down anyway, so I think I would have made it either way. My plan was
Roll a new
as I
character.
got transformed. Oh no, I didn't have that spell slot. No, we were gonna die. I assumed they were only knocking us out anyway, because the first one only knocked Dardia. I don't assume murder was on their plate. They weren't
Yeah.
after us, they were just wanted to loot.
Should Darty have been doing death saves rolls?
No, because he was knocked unconscious.
Yeah, deliberately
So-
unconscious.
Yeah, you can make an attack in the effort of knocking someone unconscious. So in return, because Darty was trying to find out information, if you'd turned the fight, it might have been in his interest to try and knock the cult leader unconscious to try and actually get the answers that he was looking for.
Okay.
And you know, it could have happened. It just so happened that those cultists were set on their mission of getting all of the loot back. They were not going to take scraps. They were not going to barter unless it was unless you beat the DC that I had set for the persuasion.
So I need to roll good, but I rolled poor. So oh well. It
It's all
happens.
I
No,
was
just
gonna.
roll poor. It was still a 15. But
Yeah, no, the DC is set high for that persuasion because they are after the loot and all of the loot. That's what they've been tasked with, and they are fanatics.
yep, no, that's fair call.
I was gonna try and deceive and say this is all we have on us, the crown. The rest is down.
Yeah, I would have thought that as well, but they just seem to know more than what we wanted already. So
You didn't give us a chance because you smelled it.
yeah, we just smell of treasure.
Was it you, Izzy, that was telling me, or that was talking about a spell that you could, what is it?
Cause harmless tremors.
Now,
No.
can change what you smell like and things like that. It can do like small
Uh,
sensory changes.
Prestidigitation can.
No. You're talking about it when you're leveled up, and it was another one, which was, it lets you know when there's an item in a general area. Was it you that was talking about it?
No, I don't
There's a
think
spell
it was.
like I think it's like locate object or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a divination spell.
They may or may not been under something of that.
Ah, don't pull the curtain.
Sorry.
Jonah, we gotta remember when I cast Bark Skin, I've got to maintain concentration.
Yes, thank you. And we should have, because you got hit a few times.
No, not really. They all missed.
No,
You got it once.
the inflict wounds.
So yeah.
And you also hit yourself when you bit on the sword.
Yeah, 'cause I've been looking at what I want to do for level 4, whether I go a feat or something. And the entire internet says go Wisdom or go Warcaster. So I think I'm going to go Warcaster for my advantage on the concentration.
Yeah, cool.
Because, yeah, and then I'm like, oh yeah, whoops.
To be fair, what was your AC with the bark skin?
So Barkskin puts it to 16, no matter what.
Yes, that's right. So no matter what bear or animal form you're in, it's always at 16.
Yes. But that's why I didn't want to go the bear when I said it originally, because he only has 11 AC, and I wanted to survive. But then I remembered Barkskin, and that's not a problem. So the bear, he does more damage than the dire wolf, but he's got a lower AC. So
Yeah, okay. That's kind of cool. Also, when I was doing all the reading on the plate mail stuff that you mentioned today, Darty, I did read that you need a certain strength amount. Otherwise, your movement speed will be
Yeah.
reduced.
Yep.
So
I'm aware of that.
hopefully Debundi is as well.
It's alright, it'll be fun for him to figure out.
Yep.
I thought proficiency got you past that.
Nah, plate mail's got a special little flavor text that it's so big and bulky that, yeah, you need to have a certain amount of strength just to move in it.
Darty's
Yes.
strength is more than Hevel's. That's funny.
We're both got the same, actually. We're both 15.
Hevel's on 14.
Oh, is he? Oh, there you go.
But you both had +2 modifier.
Yeah, my +2 from being a Dragonborn. And because I get +2, when I was building the character, I thought, oh, I'll give him a high strength because Dragonborns are naturally strong according to those stat bonuses. And relatively young, so why not? Not meta, but it's a bit of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so Hevel's chaotic good. I also got to make notes of these. Description, chaotic neutral. Who are you evil guys? Neutral
I'm
good.
Neutral.
You're neutral good, it says on your one. Are you meant to be neutral?
Ah.
And Danish is neutral
Playing
good. Okay.
somewhere in
I'm probably neutral evil.
Yeah, you're chaotic neutral. You don't care either way, but you're doing evil things.
I'm
killing
not-
people.
Mass murdery evil.
Yeah, neutral's probably good for you in the good versus evil sort of thing.
I
Some
care
people
about
care.
people when it benefits me.
I just, do I want to, instead of going, do I go Sentinel? Have you guys seen Sentinel?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah, I
that.
thought about
It's pretty
playing
cool.
Chug that way. It would be pretty cool.
I'm not sure if I'm going to take a feat. I think I'm going to take the 2 stat points.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Unless you're planning on playing like Fuzzy, because I wanted to go Warcaster for the Bard because he had to get in there. But I don't think many of the others are that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking
I
for
think there are a few that let you take on a shit ton of extra cantrips and stuff from other classes, which might be useful.
I was looking at a feat to increase my intelligence. 'Cause I just want the 1 point so I get to +3. But there wasn't a huge amount of feats that were really sort of interesting. There's Keen Mind. So always know which way is north, always know the number of hours left before the next sunrise, and I can actively recall anything that is I've seen or heard within the past month. And I kind of like trying to remember details there, so I don't want to ruin the fun of that.
Darty, you can take Dragon Fear.
Observant is the other one I was considering of taking because I roll so badly to my perception all the time.
But you've got
Although-
FIP.
Yeah, I do. But actually, it gives you a +5 bonus to my passive perception and passive investigation, not my active.
Yep.
So just naturally seeing things and figuring stuff out all the time. And if I can see a creature's mouth while it is speaking a language I understand, I can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips. So I thought that might be fun.
Yeah.
So I might actually take up that one.
I was thinking Warcaster, but the fact that I can't pick up a shield court kind of makes that. I don't think I gain enough benefit from it.
It means you can do what you wanted to do today and use your reaction to cast a spell.
Yeah. Some
That's
more.
why I wanted that as a bard, because I kept getting into melee, so whenever they left, if I could cast a
Yeah.
spell to
It doesn't.
enfeeble them, it would have been great.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a shield though, Fuzzy. You can have
No.
two weapons in your hands and dual fight.
Yeah.
And you can still cast your spells, so you don't have to have the shield.
Otherwise, I was looking at Actor, just purely because it increases my charisma by 1, and that'll help with spells. And then I get the have advantage on deception or perform checks, and I can also mimic other people's and creatures' speech if I hear them speak for over a minute. That might be interesting. I don't know. Otherwise, just go pure into stat.
I thought about taking a ritual caster and then one of the other classes. So I can ritual cast a cleric spell or something like that. That could be fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. I think the ritual cast is usually someone else goes in for the wizard ones, though.
I didn't have enough intelligence or wisdom for that.
I did that for my warlock. Got a bunch of wizard cantrips. And Misty Step. Misty Step was so good.
Yeah, I've got Misty Step in one of the books that you gave me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a bookbinder.
Oh,
Yes.
Darty, your dog in the background just reminded me. Me and Tish found a nice little hiking trail that we can walk to from our house. So
Yeah.
we walk, and it pops out on a road for a little bit. And like, I don't know, there's maybe 200-300 meters of road. So we looked over, and there's this, what are they called? German Shepherd at the
Yep.
other end. We're like, is he a good one or a bad one? Came bounding over, jumped up on Tish, licked her and stuff. And then he just assumed he was along for the walk and was just walking in front of us the whole way. And we had to be like, no, you've got to go home. And the look he gave us was like, I don't want to, love me.
This one does the same thing. So he does not like leaving or being left alone. And he gives you really big sad eyes when he looks at you through the glass when he's sitting outside. He's like, I want to come in. And then he comes in and he wrecks everything. So you put him back outside and he sooks again.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
guy's getting big. There was there's another Malamu that's sort of walking around.
What is he? Is he half Malibu or?
Yeah, half Malamu, half German Shepherd.
Alright.
So-
Yeah, I was going to say, because he looks a bit German Shepherd. You should train him up real good then. He can do all the cool tricks.
Yeah, he's learning quite a fair bit, and he's incredibly quick with a lot of the things that he does learn as well. Which is both annoying and cool.
Can he get you a Jim Bean out of the fridge yet?
Not without drinking at all.
He gets so excited he'd bite the he'd pierce the can. But because he's so smart, he learns all the tricks and such that you're teaching him. But he also very quickly learns what he can get away with and what he can do as well. And learns, basically how to get around our instructions and such like that. And he just won't listen to you unless there's something in it for him at the moment, which is a bit annoying. But, we just stand still and we wait for him, and it might take him 2 or 3 minutes before he finally gives in and goes, okay, I'll do what I'm told.
It's because he's a puppy.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm hoping. But for the most part, he's fairly gentle. He still jumps on people when he sees them for the first time. And we're trying to get him to stop that because he's going to be massive and he's going to really sort of push people over, especially small people. But there was a Malamu that was walking behind today, And like he's a big dog. Like he's bigger than most border collies at the moment and Labradors, and he's 5 months old. And the other Malamute that he was up against made him look tiny, like absolutely tiny up against. And the other Malamute was like full of fluff, like he has hair that's probably like that long and it just sticks straight up, which makes him look a lot bigger than what he actually is. But yeah, he just made Tigers look like a tiny puppy.
Nice. Oh, when this is all over, we gotta come meet him. Tish loves meeting new dogs, so.
Yeah. By the way, this is really cool.
Oh, you
This
removed
is
it from the stand.
unpainted.
It just comes off the stand. It's got like a little hole.
Oh, yeah.
that sort of holds it. So it's pretty big. It was a lot bigger than what I thought it was. I thought the dragon would actually be about half this size. And so the model of this one is a young green dragon, which is what you can encounter in the Lost Mine of Fendelver adventure. So the girls have been playing through that, and one of the NPCs are like, "No, you shouldn't be here. You need to leave. The dragon will kill you." And they're like, "Nope." And they noped right out of that place and didn't go back. So I'm a bit sad that they didn't go and encounter it. But yeah, he probably would have murdered them on turn 1.
Oh, they followed the instructions. That was good.
Yeah, that adventure's been really, really fun. So they have found one of the secret locations that they have to go and find. And then they were sent there to find out what happened to a certain NPC. And they found that NPC, and he was unconscious. And a fight ensued into that area, and they started fighting the big bad, while another character skulked around the room and then went over to the NPC and just murdered him in front of everybody, and then bailed. And they're like, oh, what an asshole! And that was the guy I was supposed to save. Oh well, but at least we got this other thing. And they go over to the spot where the thing was, and it wasn't there. And then they were like fuming. It was so funny to see their reaction that this NPC had taken what they wanted and killed their only witness, sort of thing, and then bailed. So they're like, what the fuck do we do? And so now they're back in town trying to figure it out, which is really, really fun.
Alright, I'm heading off.
No worries.
Yep.
See you later.
Says.
Cheers.
Oh, the little characters.
And they're tiny.
They are so sort of hard to see.
That's going to be tricky for you to paint. I suppose it's like
Yeah.
painting those goblins, I guess, those real tiny boys.
Yeah, they're a bit, maybe almost. This one's almost twice as tall as the little Gretchen, but definitely a lot more
that's what I was
bony, a lot
thinking.
more spiny.
Yep.
This one was just Devay's character. So Devay's picked a Dragonborn rogue. But
Yep.
This is the closest thing that I could find for her. And it's a female Dragonborn fighter, and she's wearing plate armor.
Mhm.
So her character will have that, but it's got the two-handed melee weapons and it's got the Dragonborn sort of characteristics. So that's
Okay.
sort of what she looks like. But each of the packets of the characters come with 2 models, which I thought was really, really cool. So you've got this sort of basic model and then this upgraded one with each of them, a more powerful version. So this is actually my favorite of it, and the pose
cool,
and
nice.
everything is just really powerful and really, really cool. And big flaming sword, and the flaming sword is actually like a clear sort of plastic.
Yeah, I can kind of see
It's
it.
very slightly transparent, which is gonna make painting it really, really hard. Because if I get any paint on it, then I've ruined it. So I have to try and figure out how to do masking and other bits and pieces. And then the other character I got, which is Ashlyn's character, and she's a half-orc ranger. And so again, this was the closest I could find, which is sort of hard to see on the camera.
Yeah.
She's got. I don't like the pose too much because her back is just so, arched backwards. But she's doing this big sort of war cry, standing still. But yeah, so it's a half-orc fighter. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then the upgraded version with the.
Oh, that's cool.
with
Hello,
that-
puppy.
Hey, boy. Hey. What you doing? You bored?
He wants to play.
Yeah.
Give me the little miniatures.
Apparently he's been playing up, so
Oh, has he? He's in trouble.
yeah. So I've got to look after him.
Oh.
Jeez, his claws hurt.
Do you get them cut?
We haven't yet.
All right. Oh, I gotta head into the office tomorrow, so I might head off.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, was very interested to see how you guys went tonight, so it was good.
Yeah, look, totally surprised me. I thought that was the end of it. We'd be able to walk out of that. Sort of no worries. I'm glad that the dragon treasure sort of makes sense now, though.
Yep. Yeah. You can. You'll definitely learn a bit more about how it's gone on, but they weren't in the interest of sharing anything unless it was in their favor. Oh, he scratched you.
He scratched me a couple of times.
He's at that puppy stage where he doesn't know his strength that he's getting.
Yeah, and he's big and heavy. Like, it actually takes a fair bit to sort of control him.
Yeah, he looks like he's probably as big as my sister's golden retrievers.
But yeah, he's usually pretty good.
Anita wants to see him. Sorry, she's just come into the room.
Ah, okay.
Oh, he's so beautiful. Look at the face. What color are the eyes, Amor?
What color are the eyes? They're like hazel or
Yeah, sort of like a hazel-y colour.
yeah, so it's sort of brown.
I think I'm a colourblind guy, so
They're not blue like
Oh,
Like
but
some of
he's
his-
so beautiful.
yeah, they're kind of yellowy, hazily.
yeah. So
I think you can make 5 ricos from him.
Yep.
yeah, and he's 5 months old, so he's
He's
still
5 months. Yeah.
tiny. He's gonna get
Yep.
like so big.
And I think already he's bigger than me.
Probably.
He's,
Standing up.
he's probably about the same size as your golden retrievers and your Labradors full grown.
So kind
at
of like
5 months.
sister's dogs.
And so he'll get to probably twice his size. I think he weighs about 20 kilos, so we're expecting him to get between 35 and 40 kilos.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's very strong.
Beautiful.
He's a good puppy. Well, probably not. Apparently, he's in trouble at the moment. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just bored. He wants to play.
He just wants to play. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to show that before I go to bed.
And it's a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of fur around.
Is he dropping a lot of fur? Probably not at the moment because it's winter, right?
He started shedding fur just this week. So I brushed him last night because he had so much fur. He was just dropping it everywhere. And I had a fistful of dog fur. But it's not like normal dog hair and cat hair. It was fluffy. Like really fluffy. Like you could make wool out of it.
Yeah.
That sort of fluffy. I went and took it into Devay, and she's like, "Ew, I don't want to touch dog hair." I said, "No, touch it." And then she's poked it. And she's like, "Oh my god!" And she grabbed it. It just felt really, really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Happy now?
Oh, sorry. Say again.
Are you happy now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good
Because
guy.
James told me that you were a little bit angry.
Well, it was just the
when
first
he,
day
when
because
he
we weren't
arrived. Yeah, I didn't know he was
Yeah.
coming. So
Yeah.
and still, like I would have liked to wait another 12 months or so just to get the house and the garden and everything all sorted out. But
And pick
Yeah.
up the puppies.
Yeah.
oh my god, so much. They are so big.
You might as well actually like start a compost with it. Like you put all your food
Well,
scraps.
at the moment, he digs so many holes, so he fill up his holes with poop. and then we bury them again. And that's supposed to dissuade them from digging in the same spot. Also, we heard, that putting pepper over those spots is also something to dissuade them.
Yeah, I've heard the pepper trick as well. What's wrong, Pepper?
But we got him a sandpit last weekend and just filled it up. So he's been digging in that. And so we've been burying treats. And this is the thing. This is what I hate about him being so smart. Is we got him a treat ball. A little ball. It's got a single hole on one side. When he rolls it onto that one bit, treats fall out. And he's so little. So treats fall out. And it took him a day to work out this ball. And now if I put like 20 treats in it, thinking that'll entertain him for the day, he has all 20 treats out in 5 minutes.
Oh god. yeah. Some of them are just they're that smart.
And so the other thing to try and teach him to dig in his sandpit and not dig holes in the yard, because our yard is like an ankle injury waiting to happen right now. There's just holes everywhere. So you put treats in the sandpit and cover them up, and then he can go and find them. Now I put a dozen treats in his sandpit at lunchtime, and he had them in 10 minutes.
So efficient.
Come on, just dig around for a little bit, but he gets it so fast.
I don't know. Have you given him ice yet? Like an ice block?
No, but we've given him frozen carrots with peanut butter smeared on them.
And he's okay with them? He doesn't mind cold stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing you could try is freeze a treat or something in an ice block, like a pretty sizable ice block.
Or wet
And,
food.
and then give him that to try and play. Oh, that's his spot, is it? Just hides under there. That's a shit.
He loves you.
Yeah. He's such a derp.
Just sort of hides under there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something you could try is maybe freeze a treat or something in water and so it becomes a block, and then see if that might last him a bit longer. Depends on whether he's a cruncher or a licker.
Wet food.
Yeah. He tends to lick a lot, which has been good. So Kel gave him a bit of a pear today, and he was just licking all the juice off it. It was really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Now I am saying to James that Rico needs to assist our brother.
You'll have 8 dogs there at the time I get to come up and see you.
Probably.
Does he yap a lot?
But no bigger.
We'd probably try and get one. If we were to get one, probably get one similar breed.
Yeah. He looks like Gizmo. Did you ever meet Gizmo out at my dad's house?
No, I don't think I ever went to your dad's house.
Okay.
I only ever went to your mum's place, which is the one near my mum's place, right? Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure if you ever came to the lands and such that I had at dad's.
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe once, but yeah, long time ago. Can't really remember.
Yeah, but he looks so much like Gizmo. And Gizmo would yap and aggressively growl at anybody who came into the house that didn't live in the house. It was really
Well,
funny.
he does that a little bit. He gets excited when a new person comes in, and he might do a low little growl. And if one of us is out of the house, he's constantly expecting us to come home. So he will, as soon as he hears the lift, he'll just start doing this really low growl as if, hope they're home.
Yeah. When he's around.
Sorry.
When he's around like 4 or 12, he's looking like James is coming to home now, and he's hearing the lift, and he's like, "Is he or no?"
So in our garage, I screwed in 2 planks of wood, and I nailed some chicken wire into it over the back door, which is a bit of annoying because I can't use the back door anymore. But we put a dog door in there, so that'll be his makeshift kennel. So once we build in the outdoor area, he can go in there and sleep and get out of there. But because it's in on the garage, when I come home, he jumps through the dog door and he's sitting on his bed waiting for me to get out of the car almost every day. And if I leave, he comes in and he wants to say goodbye every day. It's really, really cool.
Oh, that's so adorable.
Yeah. It's like this puppy.
Where he is sleeping.
He sleeps inside, so he's crate trained. So because he's Malamute and German Shepherd, and they are dogs that howl a lot and make a lot of noise at night, we didn't want him bored outside howling in the middle of the night. So right from when we got him, we got a crate and we bring him inside every night, which is why he's in at the moment. It's almost bedtime. But the annoying thing is he's outgrowing his crate incredibly fast. We're hoping to have him sort of bed trained, and we can trust him around the cats and such inside. We won't need the crate too much going forward. But yeah, he sleeps inside.
This one is sleep on bed.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
middle.
Kel wants him to sleep on the bed.
You'll need. Have you got a king size or a queen?
We're looking at one.
You need a king if you want that to happen.
Yeah.
We need a king, and we've got this little guy.
I
in
say
between
to
us.
James that it was a big mistake.
Nah, he's so cute. It's
How
funny,
do you go
like
with the accidents and such? Is he still having accidents inside?
no, not really. We had one the other day, but he was actually sick. And so he just couldn't get to the toilet in time, and he wasn't feeling good. But
Do you have like a bit of fake grass or something inside for him to use?
so we've got the puppy pads still inside in case he needs to use that one. But was it this weekend we got it? Or was it? Yeah, it was this weekend. On Saturday, I bought one of those fake grass puppy training areas. So it's actually like a raised fake grass, and all the wee goes through it and just collects into a tray. So he's now started using that outside rather than puppy pads, because puppy pads were just getting wet whenever it rains, and then they start disintegrating, and then all of the crap that's inside of it.
Okay, so you got that on the balcony outside.
Yep.
Yeah,
But he's good.
Yeah.
He's good with that training.
He's doing good.
Always looking for the pads.
Yeah, and we also bought a sliding door insert that is full glass, except for the bottom that is a dog door, so we can remove it at any time. And he's been learning to use that, and it's so funny when he uses it because he'll go up to it, push with his paw like 2 or 3 times, and then he'll put his head through. He's pretty smart, aren't you?
It's supposed to take dogs like a good long time to work outdoors. Which...
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days. He was good.
But you know why?
It might have
Because James used cheese.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was gonna say
I had a thing of twisties.
It might have helped that he can see through it as well.
Yes. Yeah. It is a see-through flap. So we spent like I think half an hour with a bag of twisties, and just getting him going in and out of the door, and just giving him a twisty each time. And
Oh, that's so beautiful.
you can really see how big he is just because he's taking up the entire door.
Yes. Actually.
Yeah. And if you're watching a movie, is he on the couch with you or?
For like 5 minutes, and then he gets way too hot, and then he lies on the ground.
Yeah.
Like he gets real hot really, really fast. The other thing is we bath him every 2 weeks as well, just try and keep him clean and such, and try and keep his fur and such off him, and just trying to get him used to all of this stuff and being handled and such.
Do you have fleas on him much?
Nope.
Okay.
We flea treated him once as a puppy. We gave him
Drops?
The chews?
I think it was the chews where he ate it, and they were gone like straight away.
Yeah. Same with Rico, but
Well,
I don't like them.
It's funny because the whole time that we've been here in Canberra with him, he has never had a flea. But when we went down and stayed at Dad's, and of course he was free to go out in the backyard and come back in out there, his entire belly was just covered, like literally 20, 30 fleas after one session. So we got the drops, and we put the drops on the back, and they were gone within 2 days, every single one.
You can actually watch them within the hours, and you can almost watch the fleas, because as the drops work, it spreads through the body slowly, so all the fleas will move back to the tail before they'll finally jump off, and they'll all die. The majority of them will die.
But the problem we had is that it didn't have a reaction. Like some dogs actually have a reaction where you put the drops and they lose fur and stuff like that. But he got really warm, and his skin under his fur was actually quite red from it. And when I read online, it was they're pretty common side effects for that sort of stuff.
A little skin irritation or something.
Yeah, and we were a bit worried about him, but he came through all right, and there was no more fleas.
Yeah,
all right, definitely bedtime. I gotta get going.
No
All right.
Have fun.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thanks, man. See ya.
See you later. Hey,
Hey, Daddy, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Dottie.
hey, just finished D&D.
How'd you go?
We almost got killed. It was actually, we walked out of the dungeon all arrogant and thinking, yeah, that's it. We've defeated all the enemies, and there was more baddies waiting outside at the entrance. And so these guys were supposed to be an easy battle, but because we're so wounded and injured, they almost wiped the party.
Oh,
So
fuck.
that was, really scary. Aside from that, it went pretty well. Have you got an invite to my server yet?
It's talking to
Yeah,
you, Dave.
just good.
Yeah.
More?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You got a different one?
I do.
Well, Morph's for everyone, but this one's Darty's.
This is my D&D one.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so. I think I just...
Yeah, so if you're ever interested in watching or checking out what we're up to or anything like that, don't have to be. That's totally fine.
Yeah, I definitely can have a look.
Yeah, I've got the Me6 bot running on mine. Not sure if you're familiar with that one, but it can do automatic posting of updates to Twitch channels and YouTube channels. So when a YouTube channel goes or puts up a new video or a Twitch channel goes live, it can post updates to the server. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got that. I've got a couple of D&D related YouTubers is the word I'm trying to find, that regularly post updates to my my channel. And also when I go live with my my D&D game, I've
Comes
got
up,
that as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, definitely can have a look.
What are you guys up to?
Slaving away at Last Oasis still at the moment. Apart from that, not much. Just kick it back.
It's still fun?
Yeah, it is. I do find it very fun. I just don't really like the politics that come with big groups in these sort of games.
After playing a decade of WoW, yes.
I was probably lucky and maybe unlucky that I missed all that. Like, I never played WoW back in the day. I think I missed out on a lot of good stuff, but yeah, it was a lot of that politics, probably a lot of bad stuff too.
Yeah, I didn't have to deal with it too much, but there certainly was a lot of politics. Like, I remember I got fooled because I was young and stupid, but there was a guy who was actually perceiving himself as a girl in my guild. This is back when I was 18 in my American guild.
Yeah.
And was flirting with all the guys and all these other sorts of things. And she was well known in the guild, and just nice things. It wasn't like overly sexual or anything like that, or was over the top. It was just like casual chat that you would have with somebody. And then I remember waking up and seeing a message, and it was, I don't know what to say, and then it was G quit. And then there was all these people talking about how she was really a he and how weird it was. And yeah, there was a whole heap of drama because people, were defending him, and there was other people who were saying no, he lied, and it just exploded. And it was just weird. Like, it was freaking weird. But yeah. Then there was other people who would borrow stuff off others and they would never pay back. Like I could always make gold in WoW, and I gave out loans to all my friends and such all the time in guild masters. And this guy borrowed 100 gold from me in Burning Crusade. Now 100 gold is a fuck ton of gold, and it is hours and hours of playing back then. And then he never paid it back, and that just ticked me off. And I tried to get the guild to do something about it, but they wouldn't, because it was a personal thing and not a guild thing. And yeah, and then I had to deal with being with him.
Is the gold the same as Like in old classic, like that hard to get, or was it different?
So it is a little bit easier, but not much easier. So with every expansion, it brings forth more avenues to get money, because as you level up, with WoW, as you level up, the quests that you do start giving you more currency, and then when you hit level 60, I'm not sure if your classic server does this or not. When you hit 60, because you no longer earn experience, the game actually gives you more currency as to compensate. Well, you're not earning experience, so here's a little bit more coin for you to compensate.
Yep.
So at level 70, which is where we were at the moment, it was a lot of money, and I was one of the few people that had their flying mount and epic flying speed at the time, which was, I think it was 1,500 gold or something like that, which I had paid for, and then spent the huge amount of gold for the flying mount and such like that. So I had a bit of prestige on my server because I was one of the few people that could actually do it. But yeah, he was a joke.